All right, welcome to the kimchicast for MSI 2024. I am your host, as always, Boxed Kimchi, and this is the upper bracket finals, the most anticipated match of the season so far. Gen.G versus Bilibili Gaming. The number one team from Korea takes on the number one team from China in the most important match, maybe the most important match in for like 3 more days. Easily the biggest match, at least. I mean, it is so uncommon for us to get best on best at the end of the tournament, and this is about as close as we get until we see if one of these teams win the lower bracket finals. But of course, there's an of course here. Why is there an of course here? There shouldn't have been. But these two teams have had two very different but still similar journeys somehow. Gen.G sweep their first opponent. They take TL out. Or not TL. Gen.G faced... balls. We'll get into the draft, and I'll remember as we go. Gen.G... I know Bilibili was PSG talent in round 1, and then in round 2 was T1. 3-2 against PSG was concerning. As you can see, the Vayne already taken away from Bin, and Tali taken away from Knight. Is it pretty much determined who was winning that T1 series? And Gen.G swept their first opponent and narrowly avoided a reverse sweep against Top Esports. So, wait, because they were in the TL bracket. So who did they draw then? Oh my god, I cannot remember who the hell they drew. Fnatic? They drew Fnatic, yeah. And Senna? Don't like Senna. I said this during the T1 series twice now. Or both T1 series. I just don't like Senna Kench being the go-to here. I think it's the weakest of prio you can give. And it continues to be that way. Has been going to get Elk his Kalista. BLG looking to go back to the finals. They went last year. They're looking to not only make it this year, but finish the job that they couldn't last year. Ooh, not going to take Ari. And Senna Nautilus would be better. Would be better than Senna Kench. In the meanwhile, Gen.G looking for their first ever international grand finals. They've never made it this far in a tournament before, and it's all uncharted territory from here for arguably one of the best regional performers of the past 4 years now. Chovy getting Keen his Twisted Fate. I don't see an angle where they keep this out of the top lane. It's going to be Kalista Ashe. Are BLG just going to go all in and just hit each other? They are. They're just going to go all in into a fighting bot lane. They might lane swap here, actually, into the Twisted Fate. I'm expecting a 3-2 here from BLG. I think BLG is the better team. Gen.G really haven't shown me too much. They've had a couple good games, yes. They've definitely had a handful of good games, but I don't think they've really been tested enough, and I don't think Gen.G are nearly as good. I always see them as a team that performs well in the LCK and very rarely performs outside of it. They have historically been a regional team, and internationals leave a lot to be desired. So I'm still of the mind they need to prove me wrong. Gen.G need to prove me wrong if I am supposed to be a believer, because I believe in T1 more than I believe in Gen.G, and that's concerning because T1 just got smoked by this team 2 days ago. 2? Like 4. I can't count. Lee Sin and Vine taken away. Tristana going to be taken away from Chovy. Everybody has a Tristana at this point of the tournament. I swear. Jarvan taken away from Jun. Okay. I think they're just going to go for the Xin Zhao here. There's no reason not to unless they want a tank, which they should just get. It's Cassante, Zac, pretty much any tank in the top lane they want. Maybe they get a Sedge. That's the only other jungle I can really think of here. Okay, they're going to go for the Sedge. It's really the only tanky jungle I was going to be able to come up with here. Because I don't think they want the Maokai at this point. They need something like a Sejuani that is just significantly tankier inherently. And has way more lockdown. Oh. Diego locked in for Canyon here. They don't really need a tank, so yeah, fair enough. They kind of already have a tank and engage, and pays. They're not pays. And Canyon being on the Viego does give him a lot of versatility depending on who gets taken out in fights. They need to play around that though. Maybe Chovy on the Orianna, okay. Don't love this draft from Gen.G, to be honest. Into the Twisted Fate. Bin is making a call here. Okay. Now they're trading. This is not 2018 where IG won worlds with the Camille jungle strat. Camille was a jungler at the time. I believe, yeah, I was like, I always remember going back there. I'm like, they didn't have two top laners. They had two junglers. They had the Shy. Why would you need a second top? And no, they had two junglers, and they just played Camille jungle sometimes. But, reminiscing about silly placements of teams now. Oh my god. Season 1 Corki won Worlds as an ADC. So there you go. Like, things change, man. Things change. But I don't love this Gen.G draft. I don't think it's coherent enough. They have some really good picks. They have really good pick potential. Nautilus is going to be really nice to engage fights with, but that's about all I can say about Gen.G's comp. With BLG, I can see what they want to do. Sedge engages, Camille follows, lay in damage. But Gen.G is kind of Chovy puts ball on Lehens or oh, it's fun. Sorry, but it's ball has to go on Lehens or Canyon and they engage. And then we play from there. And we also have defensive utility and we have pick potential. And I think it's too much of a hodgepodge for Gen.G. With BLG, I like where they're looking. Like where their eyes are. And double support. Yeah, Gen.G know what patch it is. I'm gonna trust Gen.G here. Even though I've been saying I doubt them a lot and I don't love this comp, if they're running double support item, it's for a reason. Like, even though it's been absolutely decimated, like, there are so many ways that Riot have tried to punish the double support, but if Gen.G are running it, that means they have tested it like several times. They have likely tested this, so I'm going to trust them here. Even though every change has been pointing to this is unplayable. You don't get nearly as many stacks as you used to. You get the stacks way slower. Gold penalty kicks in is collective instead of singular. which is what made double support so broken before, when you could take the support item in the top lane last season, if you remember. Where support, or 2 seasons ago, when support top was a thing, where you'd take a Sona or Soraka and just leave them in the top lane to eventually become a very fed enchanter financially. They wouldn't farm, they would just focus on poking. They nerfed that out by requiring an ally. And then the next support change was everyone counts towards the gold diff. Also, is for farming bounties, I forgot. And it takes into account how many support items are on your team now. As Canyon going to get this engaged onto Bin. Bin is stuck at level 1 right now. Canyon could probably finish this off. But hook shot for Bin will get him out to safety. And Gen.G are doing rather well for themselves still. But I am intrigued to see what they do with this, because still, it is a double support. This thing is nerfed to hell and back. Eventually, they're going to run out of gold. Eventually, both of them are going to hit the farm cap. Whether you try to or not, support item farm cap is like, if you catch one wave before 4 minutes, or before 5, which is when the, or not when the cap goes up, but when you can get the cap to go up, they're going to really need Keen to farm there. You get the penalty. You get the penalty so easily. It's like 9 minions in 5 minutes or something like that. It's very insane. It's not 9 minions, but it is insanely low. It's going to be 2 platings to Gen.G and only 1 to BLG's bot lane. But BLG split that between 3 members. They split that second plate between 3 players, so the gold not completely lost, but it is about 300 in favor of Gen.G right now. And Knight gonna take his back, and Chovy will likely right after. Now Keen in a really good position in this matchup, because he could just keep bullying Bin until Bin has to hookshot. And if Keen has the reaction speed, then we'll see something, because yeah, he's gonna need some insane reaction speed to get this. There's not really an angle. They tried to get the teleport. They missed it. But Bin's very strong in these matchups, because now the gold card completely gone, and Gen.G have sent their top laner to the wrong side, but nothing's connecting for Jun and Bin. And now Canyon is here. The threat means they have to disengage. And Gen.G have completely borked the play. They could not have gotten a worse possible engage angle, or a better engage angle that went as poorly. That is an absolutely brutal moment. Oh god, and the new items are out. My brain is absolutely fried, because I'm like, I gotta actually switch over to a language I can read now. And that's unrelated, but I was just like remembering those new items. For some, I actually don't even know why. I think I was thinking of support recently. Like, oh, no new items, maybe Ari, but nothing special. Canyon spotted out on a more related note. You know, every day I want to play more, not League of Legends, but I want to play like different champions. Anyways, Lahen's getting engaged on, and that is super low. That was with the Ren too. They don't have a heal, so they actually don't force anything. But they get more pressure, because now they can take Jun and have him come down here, as they can dive a Senna. It is just pays. They get flash out easily. Ooh, but here comes the teleport. They can still dive this. It is 3v2. They are just looking at Pays, and they are engaging onto Pays, and that is first blood for BLG. Elk will grab that one, and Lahen's all alone under the turret. Lahen's can't do anything here. He is in a terrible spot at level 5. He's just a level short of where he can engage multiple members at once. He threw down the hook, or not the hook. He threw down the root onto Elk, but it wasn't going to be enough, because Jun just slips around the back and snipes his QW doesn't even hit the Q, but uses the Q to close the distance with Pays. And by that point, Pays is being sandwiched by On and Jun. Then has Elk coming in for damage. It just wasn't going to happen. They burn the flash. Don't get the cleanse. He was never even CC'd. Has made a fatal error. There's the jump out of Canyon. There's the flash into the gold card. And there's the kill. The hook shot not in time. Bin does not respect the positioning of Canyon. And Gen.G get their kill back, and they stay about a 1,500 ahead of BLG. It is in the hands of Keen right now, pretty much the entire gold diff. On the other side, it's Elk pretty much holding up this entire gold diff as well. Elk, I don't know how much ahead he is. Oh, there's the jump onto Pays. That's everyone everyone slowed, and that's a lot of damage onto a squishy Senna. Raytrix? Rextrix? I actually don't know how it's pronounced. Combined with a serrated Dirk is lethal. And it is making it really hard, actually. It makes some early lethality rush very strong, even though something like serrated Dirk already insanely powerful. And Destiny coming down. Keen is unspotted. I think they're going to send him into the bot lane. Canyon's unspotted. This could be a 5-man or 4-man bot lane for Gen.G right now, and this would be a massive punish. As there's Pays already down. Here comes Keen, but he's charmed. The hook connects onto Elk. There's the Heartbreaker in. Keen gonna pick up one onto Elk, and he's gonna pick up the second one onto On. And Gen.G get the punish. They didn't even know. Chovy didn't even need to rotate all the way down. Keen's ulti is enough to turn it back. They get Pays in exchange for Elk and On. BLG lose out. And Pays doesn't really need to worry about getting kills. He's Senna. And lane swap is back in action now. Okay. As Jun looking for Chovy. And flash forced out of the mid lane of Gen.G. This is a bit of a funky lane assignment, but they want these grubs. 3 already for Gen.G. They kind of need these to deny Gen.G the ability to destroy them. And it starts really well. Knight actually. Really clean play right here. Make sure both Qs actually connect. Keen just gets that auto off. Knight pretty much as early as he could lands the charm. And Chovy did not even get a takedown. Chovy walked down just for insurance and did not even need to do anything. So he must feel good. The charm was really nice though. One grub going over to over to BLG. They need to deny both here, and they just aren't really able to. That's 2, and they're just going to accept a 4-2 split. They're going to just let it happen. No choice not to. And they will accept their fate. As Knight going to grab another plating here. And there's the charm onto Chovy. A bit of damage going out. Doesn't get the Elect proc. I don't think... Can Orb proc Elect on its own? I think Orb can. It counts as 2. No, if you put something in between it counts, yeah. Gen.G have the Drake available. They can actually just go for it. They have control in the bot lane. Whoops, that's me pressing spacebar. Sorry. Let's see. Okay, it doesn't tell me. Particularly. So what is the game state for BLG? It's a pretty even game state. Literally even, actually. Never mind. I'm dumb. We have ultis on the Rift now. 4 pays and on, and that is pretty much the last of the group to get their ultimates. So every ulti on the map now, and this is really big for both sides. Gen.G have a lot more utility in their team fights, and On has maybe the single strongest ulti on its own. An ultimate that gives you upwards of, I think, a 3-second stun. So, really big. As there's the stun connecting onto Lahens. That's good blocking from Gen.G. But now the stun connecting again onto Lahens from the Glacial Prison. And they just have to give over this Drake. There's the stun now coming out from Keen to dissuade BLG from going forwards. Bin is just hiding out. And Gen.G going to grab this Drake, split it, and deny some Drake rushing potential. As unspotted. There's no blast cone. And Knight not going to be able to grab anything here. BLG playing safe. Elk getting locked down by Lahens. Able to just jump away to safety and put some damage into him, though, with the Rend. Bin should be able to finish off this turret just after plating's drop. Yeah, one more plate and nothing else. Lahens not going to be able to grab anything there. Ooh, this Twisted Fate 2-0-1 is going to be very nice for Gen.G. Just notice how strong he is. He's a little behind Bin right now, or actually a little ahead because he has so many kills, but he's behind in CS. Just about as even as it gets. BLG starting up this reptile should be uncontested. Canyon in the bot side looking for a play. And really it. Gen.G have a lot of pressure in mid. There's Bin. The hook connects from Lahens. The root does connect as well. There's no circle for us, but they can see it in game. They would be saying if they can't see it. But there is literally no visual circle for the root area, as they just lose out on first turret. BLG just miss out on first turret to Keen. And saw the arrow. Wards are the ultimate counter to Ashe. Holy cow, they're still on this. Well, they rotated off of it, I guess. No, they didn't. They're just on it forever. But, of course, BLG really do want vision control, because as long as they have vision control, they can fire out these Ashe arrows, no penalty. As there's a smite coming out from Jun. They grab this blue buff away from Gen.G. Steal away Gen.G's blue buff, I guess I should say it that way. And Candy going in pretty aggressively. Going to take a nice chunk of damage there. As there's the engage from Jun onto Keen, but Jun's not going to be able to escape. Pays picks up the kill onto Jun. As there's the jump, trying to go in onto On. Not going to get anything. The gold card burned, but Gen.G will grab this mid-tier 1. In the meantime, Bin down in bot lane, grabbing that bot tier 1 at least. Keeping this pretty even, but now 500 gold behind for Bilibili Gaming. Jun burns his flash to not escape. Couldn't really move after the fact, so just went back in. Oh. This is really tough for... This is going to start becoming really tough for BLG, because Gen.G are going to have so much rotation potential. As good stun, but the flash doesn't work. And Jun doesn't have Q. So he's stuck. and then gets pulled further away from the wall, so it was just a bad time to be a Sejuani. That's further going to expand the lead. Now 1,000 gold for Gen.G. Haven't seen any second items come out yet. And support just getting their first items up. Ugh. It is really hard, actually, for On to itemize, because he's itemizing so many things. Not going to be able to get away safely without dying. Just in time to recall. Has to build, yes. On has to build, can or should be building the team's anti-heal. He is pretty much the best spread damage besides the Ahri. And he also needs to build Umbral Glaive, which means that he's building two different things at once. As there's the Hawkshot coming out. Drake started, teleports out from Lahen's and Knight. Are BLG going to find an engage here to steal away this Drake? There's the jump in, the arrow, and the Glacial Prison Connect. That's Chovy down, and that will be the Drake over to BLG. They find the fight. They're jumping in onto Lahen's. That's a lot of damage coming out from Knight. The charm going to connect onto Lahen's. He throws out the depth charge. It hits 2, but the Hextech ultimatum gets him onto Keen. It's 3 for BLG. They're looking for 4. Rift Herald going down in the bot lane. And Bilibili Gaming have swung the gold lead to 1.5 in their favor. They're going to get this second turret down in bot lane as well. They might even get a third turret. Has been going to take this mid. Oh, never mind. He's not going to take it anywhere. He messed it up. But this charge isn't going to go down. They kind of goofed it up. Herald doesn't like charging after getting concussed by your team. But Jean, arrow, and then Glacial Prison on top of it. And that's enough time to kill off Chovy, remove any team fight engage. Again, Chovy is pretty much this team's entire engage besides Lahen's. And Lahen's can't be that far forwards without any real reason. And then Camille, while Lahen's is getting jumped on and trying to just go forwards, give his life, let his team get away, Bin goes forwards and just ultimatums onto somebody. Just the next lowest target. And that is so much value for BLG because they can just take full advantage of it. They have such good lockdown, such good chase as Keen is just getting jumped on. Flash away from Knight from the shockwave. And Bin teleports in and he's going to pick up Keen, but Keen's going to get the kill in return. The arrow not connecting, and I think Knight would like that one back just a little bit. Gets hit by the wild cards, actually. As On. Canyon looking to jump onto On, but now they're going to jump onto Canyon. He's going to be forced to ulti away. And there's no shockwave, but BLG can't really continue to go forwards here. As Root not going to connect. And there's Bin going in. There's the ultimatum onto Chovy. He's locked down by the stun. He's going to outlast. He's able to flash away to safety now. But Lahen's is going to give his life for the cause. Elk going to grab that one. And Bin rooted up now. Able to hook shot away. Here comes Keen on the return. On. Going to get Fates called to safety. Nice blast cone to send Keen away as well. Canyon can't continue to go forwards. Has flash. No ultimate though. And Knight is back. And Bilibili Gaming extend the play. And they're going to get more and more off of it. 3-1 and 3 on this Kalista. Now Knight's looking for it. He's hungry. He's going to just get the control word down, though. And now BLG, 2,500 ahead. They're just going to continue to push this. They get Chovy down, and there's no team fight. They know what to do. Or they get Chovy out of the fight, and there's no team fight angle. There's no shockwave. There's no big engage for Gen.G. Looking for a key. Not going to connect. The arrow not going to connect either. And Keen able to walk away. Dawning Shadow. And that's going to be Pace picking up On with an auto attack. Oh, Gen.G. able to fight back after a tough misplay from Bilibili Gaming. Just charm missing. Are they going for Baron here? You're going to spot out Jun on the reset. They're just going to push out this top wave. Knight just needs to hit his charms, man. Yeah. Knight missing his charm is the whole reason that play starts, actually. If Knight hits that charm, he doesn't even have a chance of surviving. Instead, Gen.G back in this game now, 1,000 gold. Very close, actually. Knight does have ulti if he wants to go for this. The ulti's on such a low CD now. Not going to go for it, though. But Gen.G back in this game. They got a kill on to Knight because of it. And it's just... And on. It was on. This is just going terribly. This is a mid-game misexecution from both sides, honestly. Some flubs, some oopsies. Canyon actually can't go forwards without On knowing because of the control ward. So On playing rather aggressive. But BLG, I've given over river control here. They just have Bin in there. I don't know if Bin's spotted, though. So Bin actually can go on a huge flank here. As there's the stun onto On, but there's the Glacial Prison going out. There's the stun onto Lahens, and that's going to be the go in for Bilibili Gaming. And there is no engage for Gen.G anymore. Hextech ultimatum on a Canyon, and Bin's going to pick up that one. And now chasing down the remaining members of Gen.G. Chovy gets airborne by the Fate's Call, forced to go gold, and Keen dies in the meantime. And it's Bilibili Gaming 4 for 1. 4 for nothing. I thought they lost 1. They don't. They're going to get the Drake. They're calling for turrets. They're calling for Baron. And Gen.G have thrown the bag away. It's in the river and going down the stream quickly. Drake Soul, point for Bilibili. It's going to be Baron buff for Bilibili as well. And they are dominating this mid-game as we are pivoting to late game very soon. 3-1-5 on the Camille. 5-1-5 on the Callista. The execution has been great for Bilibili for the most part, minus an Ahri engage. And they waste the gold card. And Keen's overextended, so they just go in. Keen overextends. They just burn the Glacial Prison instantly on him. They get the arrow. Lahens, all engage is gone. And now BLG able to walk forwards into the river. No problems at all. They lock down Chovy. They know he's the threat. Chovy goes golden. They turn on to Keen. And the issue I mentioned for Gen.G, they have an Orianna and a Nautilus. That is all they have. That is all they will ever have with this draft. And it is coming back to bite them. The multifaceted or multi-angled engage for Bilibili Gaming is overwhelming Gen.G. They can't really tank the Enchanted Crystal Arrow, and the Fate's Call, and Knight going in, and the Glacial Prison, and Bin coming in on a flank. It's just not doable with how ahead Bilibili Gaming are. Is now 3-item Callista is an issue. 1-item Camille's a problem. Give it 2.5 and it's a bigger issue. It's the Twisted Fate's not really doing anything now. It had some good play in the early game, or I guess in mid-game, when it got ulti, and Keen was able to make that really nice rotation into bot lane and pick up a double kill, but that's about all he's done since. That's pretty much everything he's done this game. Is now the 1-4 begins for Bilibili. They might not be able to grab this turret just yet. They're going to have to wait for another wave at least. But Knight being contested by Keen right now. Keen is a really good wave clearing. That's why they send him. But there's the engage onto Chovy. And there's the Hextech ultimatum going out. Chovy forced to go golden. And there's the Glacial Prison connecting onto Chovy as well. But here comes Keen. Where is Keen in the fight? He's going into the back line of his own team for that supportive fire. The charm connects onto Lahens, but that's definitely not who they wanted. But it's all Bilibili need to push Gen.G back. They will get the top tier 2. They will take their resets. And they will get back out on the Rift one final time before the Baron buff expires. And I don't think there's any cool items. Okay, Crypto Bloom, or Crypt Bloom, not Crypto Bloom. That's Camille's impossible to kill. Sterix, Gage, Camille. You're not killing it. You're not killing her anymore. Bin has become immortal. Immortal. Jun is really hard to kill as well. You don't really have an AP threat besides Chovy, and Chovy is so behind right now. Chovy, full item behind the stun, going to connect. It's not going to matter. Nice stun, though. Chovy's just so far behind compared to the rest of the team, and he's already the apple of the eye of Bilibili Gaming, as they are just putting everything into him. Pays almost falls to Knight's engage right there. Just able to get away. But now Lehen's forced to teleport. Charm not going to connect, though. And Knight just going to keep the pressure on using that Spirit Rush. And that's going to be tier 2 in mid lane gone. And that's every tier 2 turret gone for Gen.G. They are going to be stuck in their base defensively. They need to find a miracle. A miracle fight right now. Because in 57 seconds, Bilibili Gaming are just going to fight for the soul. That Charm narrowly missing Lehen's. Holy cow. They could just keep going for a 2-3 or a 2 to 3 man in the jungle play over and over, as On and Elk have kind of separated themselves from Bilibili, but they regroup. Elk is all alone right now, but he's in a really strong spot, actually, despite that, as he's really hard to lock down already, and his team is just threatening constant engage. Gen.G know they're hiding out in the jungle somewhere, and that every time they step up could be the time they get hit with an enchanted crystal arrow and a glacial prison or bin. And it's just a problem that they have to deal with, as they have no control of bot river right now. So they're just going to have to give over this Drake. Bin can solo it, while the rest of BLG pressure forwards and start looking to get river control in the top side now. As Elk going to rotate down as well to help Bin take this a little bit faster. And it is going to be Chemtech Soul, which is increased tenacity and damage resists while low on health. Actually, don't even remember Drake's Soul. Okay. And now BLG are completely controlling the pace of this game. Gen.G need to walk into them. There's Canyon getting chunked for half his health. Keen going to ulti. Nice Fate's call to save on from the shockwave. And they get something. Keen going to get to go golden to dodge the glacial prison. Lehen's has found an engage angle, but Bin is just waiting over the wall as Lehen's is gonna go down tonight. And there's the Hextech ultimatum onto Pays. He doesn't even get to fire a Dawning Shadow. He's gone off the rift. 2 for nothing for for BLG. And they're gonna go for the Baron. And Gen.G are still struggling to find answers. They cannot do this at the moment. This is goddamn impossible, man. Oh. And Baron going to finally fall. Bin not going to be able to take away. Not going to be able to steal away that blue buff, but doesn't really matter as BLG 8,000 gold ahead. And it starts with the catch out onto Canyon. He's so low, disengaging. They're going to throw a nice shockwave, but it's going to miss on narrowly as the face calls just in time. But Bin able to just hang out over the wall. And because Gen.G find this engage, they actually start walking forwards. And Bin just able to hang around and wait to catch out Pays and to eventually kill him off. Get rid of the Dawning Shadow as well, so it actually takes 0 extra time. They burn that CD. They don't actually. Okay. Dawning Shadow went on refund. And BLG looking to get this 1-4 split going. Bin threatening this mid turret. Will be able to grab it. Chovy not going to stop him. But Gen.G have put all their emphasis into answering the 4. As it's now a 2-3 split for BLG. They'll get this mid inhib. And will Bin and Knight just rotate down to support their teammates. As On gets stunned up. Getting kind of low now. But he's going to be fine. And they're just going to let the minions do the work. They don't really have the range, as that is almost half a Nexus turret removed. And the minions are just going to keep doing all the work here for BLG. And when will Bilibili just call it off and reset? But they aren't. They're going to just keep standing back. As there's the engage. Elk forced to cleanse. The Enchanted Crystal Arrow not going to connect. And now Gen.G will force the disengage after I think a minute and a half straight of just letting the minions siege. Bin going to grab a good chunk of the top tier 3. Should get to half. Will. And Elk and Jun are just going to come back here every wave and harass this turret. Bin's going to get this top tier 3 down. And now Knight rotating over. And the rest of Gen.G answering in kind. This is just the slow siege. Slow, methodical siege of Bilibili Gaming. They know they are in full control. They don't need to worry about Gen.G answering any plays. If BLG never make a play, Gen.G have to go in on them. And they can't do that, really. Like, oh my goodness. It is absolutely just suffocating them. 11% advantage in combat gold. They are a whole level ahead on average. What? They're just waiting for They're just waiting for Gen.G to answer them, to make a mistake. BLG see this as a plain and simple option. Either BLG win by choking them out slowly with their 10,000 gold lead and eventually just finding an angle that kills them, or Gen.G walk into them and kill BLG, and BLG killed them off through just sheer brute force because they're so goddamn ahead. Like, Elk is 4 levels ahead of Lehens and Pays, whichever one you think should be the one higher level. Elk is one of the highest level players in the game. As Keen, maybe they found the engage. The arrow not going to connect, but there's the Glacial Prison. And that's Keen already gone. Shockwave finds 3. There's Lehens coming in. Heartbreaker. But are they even going to break the hearts of BLG? It's not going to be. The right heart's breaking. It's already 4 down, and it's gonna be the ace. It's gonna be the game for Bilibili Gaming. They waited and waited, and Gen.G finally felt the pressure to respond. And it's too late. 10,000 gold behind. Gen.G swing for the fences. They strike out, and BLG are going up 1-0. And Bilibili Gaming, they do it through the team fights. They do it through the coordinated plays. And then they do it through slowing the game down. Again, this was impressive to see them do this against T1. They slowed down the game to a crawl. They were more than okay to play the slow game, which is not what we've seen a ton of LPL teams be willing to do throughout the history of the LPL. They are very aggressive. They love team fighting. They love going for these all-in plays. And it's not ultra common to see them be slow and not methodical, but slow and methodical. They're usually fast and methodical. Oh, wait, they gave Ari... Oh, God. Don't let Knights Ari on a 28-game win streak distract you from BLG's cross maps and closing out the game. I mean, true, they played insanely well. But giving over Ari 28 straight wins. He's a 10-0 on the champion now, I believe, or is he 9-0 on the champion this year? He's lost like 7 games on the champion all time. Why are you giving this guy the champion that he crushes teams on? Everyone, man, everybody learns the hard way with this guy. Everybody learns the hard way. You gotta get rid of the Ari. You can't let him get one of his best champion. 28 straight wins. Before this game was 27. That's still a lot. Like, that's 9 best of 3s. Now got almost 6 BO5s worth of wins. Technically, he has like 9 BO5s worth of wins and 14 best of 3 sweeps now with this champion. Like, seriously, stop giving him Ari. I don't know how in upper bracket finals you actually give him that. But otherwise, Gen.G had some control in this game, but they threw it away so often. It's just because their comp didn't really have a clear-cut goal. Like, Pays wants to stay super far back. And then Keen wants to be in there with Canyon and Lahens, and Chovy kind of wants to be in the middle. The issue is they don't have enough tanks to do that. Like, you can't have Nautilus be your core tank there with Viego going forwards, because then that just leaves Chovy all alone with Pays, and that's not who you want. And with a Camille on the enemy team, even though you didn't know there was going to be a Camille, fair enough, but with Camille, that's really easy for them to just jump onto one of your squishy targets and remove them. Or Gen.G just get what BLG did all game. They just hit one random dude with double Feraliordi and ultimates and run at that guy, kill them, and now it's an uneven fight. BLG had such good pick potential for... Sorry, I thought I heard something. But BLG has such good pick potential for a team that can play around it so easily. They could play around their team fights. They could play around picks. They could play around catch-outs. Like, it is so easy for BLG to just get exactly what they want in this game because you let them draft one of the best comps I've seen at the tournament, honestly. One of the best, not fully, I mean, I guess technically pretty meta. Camille is the one exception, but it was piloted to a T so well. And the comp was so good. It had one clear goal. Either we win the team fight through, we could just front to back them, or we pick someone off, we just blow some dude off. Like, we just blow one person just out of the water, just destroy them. And it works really well. This team comp was very versatile in how Bilibili could have played it. Like, if they were playing a little bit from behind, well, we saw from them playing a little bit from behind. They were getting more aggressive, looking for more of these setup plays. And when they got really ahead, they were preparing for team fights and coordinating how they wanted to team fight, whether it was just go all in and just 5v5 them, or just nuke one dude, call it a day. And that is kind of the scary part of BLG, is they have several ways to play, and you got to find a way to deal with one of them. But I guess it's not you have to deal with one of them, you got to deal with all of them. And that's really hard to do. So Bilibili crushed the mid to late of game number 1 to put themselves in a strong position, as they have now given themselves the control of side selection. Because BLG started with side selection on the blue side, BLG now control the pace of this series, and they also have to answer to Ari, so Talia might be on the board for them. So will Gen.G answer back in game 2, or will BLG put themselves up 2-0 and on the verge of a second straight MSI Grand Finals? I will see you then. All right, welcome back. Gen.G down 1-0 after a dominant mid to late game from Bilibili Gaming in game number 1. And One, they're going to get rid of the RE. Two, I think Gen.G just are going to play better. I hope they play better at least. This should be a really close series, but BLG just outmaneuvering Gen.G at every single position, and we're going to need to see a massive shift here from Gen.G. Still getting rid of the Vayne from Bin. Talia going to be taken away. Are they going to give Ari back over? Do they have something to counter it? Corki going to be taken away from Chovy. These are pretty much exclusively melee mats. Are they going to get rid of the Ari? Good job. No, 29th win in a row for Mr. Knight. Nuh-uh. No-uh. And they're going to just go for the Senna again. No, I'm not okay with it still. I don't love Senna first pick. I don't see them. I mean, they used it, but they couldn't do anything with it. If Senna falls behind, Senna stays behind. There's no coming back from Senna being behind unless you get absolutely fed. And BLG are just going to slam the Kalista Ashe again because they have no reason not to. And the Cassante locked in does give him a lot more frontline for this match instead of the Twisted Fate, which didn't really give him much of anything at all. Seriously. It did nothing. So that's already good for them. What are BLG going to go for here? They can go for really any of the three. And they're going to go for the Sejuani. They're going to lock in that insanely strong CC chain with the Enchanted Crystal Arrow and the Glacial Prison to put you in metaphorical or literal prison, depending on how you see it. This draft, still very BLG-sided. I think Gen.G are just not bringing out anything in particular that's great here. There's nothing I see Gen.G bringing out that's making me say they can win this game. Lehend is really good at Nautilus, but it's only going to get him so far. Trist already taken away from Chovy. And they're going to get rid of the Camille. It's even stronger now because it's into a Cassante. It would have been even stronger this game. Good. So they've actually gotten rid of two of the better Cassante counters. Do we see them go for the Zac, though? Because Zac is really good here, actually. But I think they want more finishing. They don't really need more damage, but also does depend on what they're going to get. Now, is Hui is taken away now. As pretty much whatever Knight picks up on 4 is going to determine whether this should be a tank or not. Because they already have really good damage, actually, with the double lethality Ashe Kalista. Like, Ashe does damage. We've learned throughout the course of this tournament that Ashe does decent enough damage. Renekton going to be taken away. So pretty much all the counters, except for Zachary, taken away from BLG. And they're just going to save it. They're just going to slam Orianna here. What mid laner is even left for Chovy? Like, he's not going to play Kali. This is really going to be a dig deep moment for Gen.G because there are just no freaking mid laners left. And, oh. It's Yone. Chovy does like his Yone. Fine, I'll give him that one. We'll see. And Canyon's going to the Nidalee. Okay, I believe a little bit more now. I believe a little more. And Jax for Bin here into the Cassante. We'll see how that goes, because we have not... Oh boy, have I seen a fair share of these Jax Cassante lanes go terrible. Go terribly, terribly, terribly wrong. Okay. Oh god. It's gonna be... Okay. Gen.G have a lot of damage now. They have potentially the K'Sante, depending on how Bin does in lane. They have Canyon. They have the Nidalee. They have the Yone. Senna's not going to do that much. Piss off. But the damage output of this team with the Yone Nid just went up like so high. And for BLG, it's more the same, this time just with a Jax and an Ori, which actually gives them even more setup. Like, they have so much setup to eliminate Gen.G. But BLG do need to execute. Oh, that was gross. I'm sorry. BLG do need to execute. They have to worry about just the raw damage output of Canyon now. Canyon's going to be throwing in so much damage for free. Like, he has so much free damage in these spears if he can hit them. And Gen.G are going to very likely abuse that fact. We saw them bust it out. Game 5, top esports. Can Canyon go 2-0 on Nidalee? Nidalee actually, I believe, undefeated at the tournament, 2-0. Will Canyon make it a 3-0? Oh, God. Sorry, the crowd was chanting. I was ready. I was like waiting for it, and they never did it. Crowd are going to do a chant for Chovy. Okay, whatever. Fine. No Chovy chance. Keen has found Bin, or I guess Bin has found Keen. Okay, Canyon, let's do this thing. Is Chovy actually going to get a stack off of the Raptors? Very silly. Is On going to get early poke down? Chovy's just beating up these Raptors right now. Just... Oh my god, what happened in the bot lane? Elk just went absolutely crazy. I was watching Chovy because I was like, oh, Chovy's going to be doing something against Knight here. He's farming up these Qs. It's very silly. And then Elk just goes absolutely bananas, apparently, in the bot lane. This is full-on hit Callista, so it's going to hurt later on. Canyon going to get spotted here. Pretty good for him. And now they have vision of him clearing this out as well. And he's still using his own skin. Using his own skin, man. We'll let him have it. Jody's coming down, actually. You guys steal this. The ward is perfect, though. But On is coming. He's just going to jump on to Canyon and force him off of his red. And that is the red buff down for... red buff stolen by Jun. And Knight is just going to keep using this range diff on Chovy. We'll grab that shield, at least a little bit of healing. But still, Knight is not going to really have a reason to give in. Oh, the engage on! Huge jump in from La Hens, and it's going to be first blood to Gen.G support. On has been playing super aggressive, and the punish comes through. Lahen's flashing in with the hook. He's ready. The flash root as well from Pays. Canyon should be able to lay in a lot more damage than Knight can tank. As King gonna just go in, dodge the stun. And ooh. They're gonna just... Chovy's just gonna keep trying to get something out of Knight here, and it's not working. As Chovy so low, Knight almost takes him out. That heal saves his life. The hook onto On. But here comes Jun. And the emote says it all. As On, not going to pick that one up. It's going to go into the hands of Jun. And they answer back Lehens. Lehens playing aggressive. Get him punished. And Bilibili Gaming have answered back flawlessly. Knight winning the 1v1s in mid right now. And in the bot lane, a good punish on the push from Lehens. He had to push there, or else this wave state absolutely abysmal on the return. Pretty much couldn't reset until then. But punish is perfect and back to even. Oh, that's a drop. Dean. Going to at least get a Q1 onto the wave so he can actually threaten the airborne here. Jun doesn't have ulti right now. Just waiting for Chovy to go in. And he's not. He's just going to clear out the ward. Just going to settle for the ward. He's level 4. Canyon is just farming right now. Chovy going to get spotted. Rotating down, getting another ward down. And these 6s are going to start coming up. Din, Knight, Keen, and Chovy already got them. Drake started by Jun. Ugh. Want a vision of the Void Grubs? Canyon not on them yet. And because of them throwing it onto the Grubs, he knows that Jun is going for this and that they wanted to see if he was on the Void Grubs already. So he's just going to start it. Oh, no. They know. And are they going to commit to it? They're not. Going to back off. Good positioning there by Pays, assuming something was going to happen. Canyon gets all 3 Void Grubs. He's going to steal the red buff as well from Jun, knowing he's still in the bot side. And the play, ulti-less for Chovy. All right. Shut your face. I already know. Sorry, my phone's yelling at me. Canyon steals away the red. Should be able to at least contest these Raptors. They're just going to jump onto him. They screw this. Canyon, I don't remember what upgrading Cougar form does, actually. Don't remember what that does. Can you upgrade it? Cougar form scales on it. Got it. Oh, stun coming through. Good dodge by Ben as well on the Pathmaker. Is Jun spotted out? So Keen knows. You gotta be careful. As there's the jump in onto Lehens, able to jump away with the hook. And they're going to continue to just put pressure onto Lehens here. Chovy? Getting a control, that's clever. I have never thought of doing that. No, that's fair. Elk is just chilling, though. Elk getting aggressive here. Recalling on the ward was not a great idea. On going to lose half his health there to Pays. Going to be able to function still. As they're looking for it again. This time it's a bit more unsuspected. as Lehens has teleport, but they gonna do it again onto Pays. There's the engage. Fate's call. What just happened? It's gonna go horribly wrong as it's 2 for Lehens. 3 kills for Nautilus. And Canyon's at least gonna get 1. What happened there to BLG? Did he hook him out of Fate's call? What happened? Actually, what happened there? That looks so weird. But well played by Gen.G to keep Pays alive. Great cleanse. And the chase is here. So, oh. They got on, used it, got the airborne, immediately got smacked down. Actually, can you cancel the recast? It's time to find out. Can you cancel the recast? Okay, teleport in from Chovy now. And there's the engage onto On. And I think BLG are in a real tough position now. As it's Chovy finding a kill. And in the top lane, Bin got jumped on, and here comes Knight. Tanks a lot of damage. Damn. God damn. And Canyon should be able to grab these grubbies. As we know that Jun down in bot side. They'll get the 4. As Keen just gonna get the jump here. As there's the engage, there's the shockwave, and there's the kill for Key, or for Bin onto Keen. One grub for BLG, but that's only going to be 1. But they're looking for Canyon. But the re-engage is here. The defense squad here for Gen.G. And BLG will just disengage. Should be safe to just run. And Gen.G are fighting back. All right. Gen.G, 2,000 gold ahead here. And they are playing so much better this time around. Game 2. Prepared for Bilibili Gaming to do whatever it is they do. Canyon's been so busy this game compared to before, where he wasn't nearly as busy. He's been doing a lot better. As Gen.G just gonna be able to deny, or BLG not gonna go for a force here, and they're just gonna hand over second Drake. It's a 1-1 split now. And it's gonna start getting ugly soon, because first item's coming up. Keen already has one, but it's Iceborne, so it's not that big of a deal. But soon, you're gonna have, yep, there it is, Chovy's first item. This is going to be an issue for them to deal with now. Right. So we're entering mid-game now, ish. Mid-game-ish, almost. Fluid. But first item's coming up, it's mid-game. Or I guess not enough have items for mid-game. It's complicated. Or I just don't know what mid-game actually is. And I'm trying to attribute arbitrary points to a mid-game. Maybe. Gen.G looking for this Rift Herald. They're just going to start clearing out topside river. vision control, then push out mid. Canyon to get up to the Rift Herald, and he's already on it. Keen started it, and Canyon's here. Chovy rotating up now. And BLG not even going to try to contest this. They're not even going to try at all. It's not even worth it. Just give it over. And Gen.G going to have even more control over this game. Jun going to steal away some camps here. Keen teleporting to bot side now to cover the turret. As Bin just going to go for the demolish, and actually he might grab this turret. He will. As turret down now. And the all-out coming out from Keen. And there's the ulti as well. Dawning Shadow. Glacial Prison. But they're going to cut off this escape route for sure. As Pace cleanses away from Bin. And now Jun stuck on the side with Chovy. And he can't run away. And that's going to be a double kill for Canyon. And 2,500 gold ahead. The reward for Gen.G. There's no pressure for Baron, though. It's so early in the game. It's so early. We still have 4 minutes to Baron. But Gen.G are playing so much better already. That's nice airborne. But I don't think you'll win this one. As he's going to get a lot onto Canyon, but Pays and Chovy down there means that there's no chance in hell on chases with Elk. And just... Oh, I should get it. Oh, damn it. Oh. Oh. 3-0-2 on the nitty already. Nautilus 3-1-1. I don't think Lehens is going to be getting many more kills this game. Don't think Gen.G are going to put more gold into Lehens, but this is a very valuable Nidalee right now, and a very valuable Yone as well. And it's going to be tough to find answers to this. Chovy's just so tanky. He's insanely tanky for a Wind Brother. For the Brain Dead Twins, as lovingly called. But they are... This is pretty much a dream scenario for Gen.G. Nidalee gets super fed early again. Senna gets some extra money through the CC, or through, not through CC. Through assist. 60 souls already, also much better than the previous game. And Kalista just gets nothing. Kalista's 0-2, relying on farm. Knight can't really get ahead here. This is dream scenario for Gen.G. They have put Elk behind. They have denied Jun as much as possible and have given it all to Canyon. And Canyon's super fed. Like, this is the best thing that could happen to them. And Drake is up. I don't see an angle where Gen.G even lose this, as they've already started it, and they should be able to grab this pretty easily. Unless BLG really want to face check this. And not going to happen. It's going to let them take the Drake. It's going to be 2-1 in Drake count now for Gen.G. And those Ocean Souls are going to be really helpful. Giant piece of dust, actually. Got giant piece of garbage floating around, as it turns out. And for BLG, it would actually be really nice to have these Ocean Drakes get that extra sustain, recover a little bit more from the poke. Oh. Calling to go up there. They're not going to go up there. They're not going to get Jun. They're never making it to Jun there. There's no threat on him. What is Jun hiding out for? The angle. Are they waiting for Chovy to come back to lane? Because they can catch him. I don't see it happening. Yeah, he's not coming up. He ain't going up there. Oh, he's finally going to make it. It's pushed out. Unless Chovy really chooses to go forwards here, yeah, just take the risk. Chovy ain't going Forwards, man. He's just gonna chill. Why would he bother going in? Ash and Ash versus Italy. Didn't last very long. Oh, they stole the red. They thieved the red buff. First. As there's the engage on tonight. Chovy going back. There's another Glacial Prince. Double stun coming through from Jun. And Keen will be fine to just walk away from this teleport. And Gen.G are threatening BLG in this team fight right now. They have so much advantage here. They have all their engage and defensive tools available. There's no chance BLG get anything here. No chance in hell. FaZe is extremely far off where he's supposed to be, but he's going to cleanse away from Bin, and he's going to be able to get out. The threat of Chovy is high. And it is safety for FaZe, despite what he kind of knew he could go aggressive there. I guess he felt he can go aggressive because he had the cleanse, because he had Chovy nearby, flash available as well. I don't know if it was worth the cleanse to... I don't even think you did anything, really. Clear out one ward for a cleanse. Debatable. And now Cringe Bow finished for Chovy here. This is annoying. This one's gonna suck. All right, fine. Rage Blade for Elk is coming up. But how? Oh, Hollow Radiance for Lehens is just going to make Knight do nothing. Knight is doing absolutely nothing. Lehens is going to be burning a lot. I believe it has a heal on it. Oh, Knight forced to flash away. Great route there by FaZe. And now Gen.G start the Baron. They're just going for it. Full send. And there's... Knight is all alone. He gets caught up by Lehens. And Kane is going to finish that off with a spear. And now 6,000 on the Baron. Gen.G are in full control here. They're going to at least grab Lehens. But they're going to jump onto Elk and on. And they're going to go 3 for 1 now. 2 for 1. Sorry, can't count. And there's Jun way overextended. 3 for 1. Now it's 3 for 1 for Gen.G. And that's certainly the Baron. Oh. That is absolutely huge for Gen.G. They get the Baron. More money onto the Nidalee and the Yone. This has just become nearly impossible for BLG, it seems. 6,000 gold ahead from... Or 6,000 gold ahead of BLG. And that is just... Yone. And then Elk just... able to flash out here. But BLG are in just such a behind position into that fight that they really couldn't afford to engage it. They try to at least trade Lehens, but Lehens is tanky, man. Lehens is really strong now. This Jock shows Keen, or is this Jock shows on Yone, which wouldn't be shocking. Chovy like builds this all the time. He's going for it, yeah. No surprises. He builds this so often. It makes perfect sense. It just makes Yone unkillable. Which is a huge problem. Like, he has so much sustain, and if you get him low, you start hitting him, he's going to hit you a lot harder. He's going to be tanking a lot more. You get him low, he's life-stealing a ton already. He has a shield. He has a get-out-of-jail-free card. 2 of them. He can go in whenever the hell he wants because he has E and just can disengage whenever he wants because he has E. They really need to balance Soul Unbound, I'm gonna be honest. if you use it like Chovy uses it, or like any smart player ever uses it, you never get punished. It is so hard to punish with Soul Unbound on the map. Like, so damn hard. That is also true. It's a ring, it doesn't turn. I'm always going to complain about Yone, because I just think Soul Unbound is the dumbest ability in the game. I hate that thing. It's not the dumbest ability. It's up there. Keen nuking this bot tier 3 at the moment. Just going to let the minions do the work. They aren't going to be able to finish this off. Knight has the damage. As On needs to be so careful. Dodges Chovy. Okay. Bait's call, though, because Elk was in danger. They're going to try and lock down Chovy. There's the CC coming in. There's so much damage. You're tanky, but you can't survive 4 members. There's the flash engage from Bin, and there's the depth charge coming in response. Dawning Shadow Canyon as a double kill. Keen in the bot lane, just soloing Knight right now. Canyon looking for more. He's going to get slowed, though. The hook from Lehens onto the wall, but On is just dodging everything. Keen is just nuking the base in the meantime. On, great flash, but he doesn't go for the blast cone. And it's gonna be 4 on BLG falling. This surely is the end of the game, as Keen has the wave and the numbers to get this one done. Like, this is certainly over, but BLG have the respawns coming in. And now, inhibitor going down. It is panic time for BLG. They need to find an answer here. The arrow going to connect. No one's nearby, though, to try and lock him down. Keen goes down. Pays. Will he fall? One more auto will do it, and it's going to be Bin picking up that one. And Gen.G may have overstepped a little bit, but they're still up 8,000 gold, and they should be feeling confident here. They get a little bit of gold back. They get Chovy. They get Keen. They get Pays. But they lose 4 members, first and foremost. And look at their base. 2 inhibs and 1 Nexus turret down. Like, BLG sacrificed everything to try and go for this play. And it is Gen.G's game to lose. They really just need 1 good fight, and this game is done. And Canyon, 228 CS. My guy is keeping up with laners. He is keeping up with laners in farm. He is eating the camp's whole. And they get a really good punish here. They get Keen. They throw everything into Keen. Bin forcing flash out of Pays, and that means Pays gets dunked on. And it's a long stun, too. This was from base. And so the root only buys so much time because he just counter-strikes. And then boom, or counters. I don't remember if it's called counter-strike or not. It's not. It's called counter. And where's the match ice? Good questions. With no real answer, Lehens spotted out there. So the ambush, Badum-Tiz, isn't going to work out for Gen.G there. But they don't really need to ambush Gen.G, or BLG, as here comes the flank. Elk is all alone. The cleanse is not going to do anything. Keen is going to find that one. On is going to fall to Canyon as he goes godlike. Knight flashes over the wall, but Jun is not so lucky. There goes Jun. Pays gets him down. Canyon goes gold, and his Bin misses counter now. And it's 5v2. Will Gen.G fall? Knight gets flash ulted by Chovy. And the teleport comes in, and that is all she wrote for game number 2. Gen.G even out this series at 1. And we're going to game 4 at least. And that is a huge win for Gen.G. They battle hard. They come back. They plan to just do what they want to do. They punish the bot lane aggression so well. Every play Gen.G went for in the bot lane just did not work. I don't know how they did it. That time, some of the bot plays felt like they should have worked, but they just didn't. And even with 3 kills going into Lehens, it didn't really matter because Lehens actually farming gets him very tanky. But that was on the back of Canyon right there. Canyon was everywhere. He was so busy this game. And once again, the Nidalee carry comes through. And I don't even think he died. Did he? Italy? Good question. I don't know, actually. Nidalee 2-0 now in the hands of Canyon. 3-0 at the tournament. Carry. Canyon has been busting out the carries whenever he wants to, whenever his team, whenever Gen.G need a carry throughout the LCK, throughout MSI now, he's busted it out. He's done incredibly well on it now consistently. And these plays, I don't even know how. I'm still in awe that On just got gimped like this. It pulled him back to the auto range. So it's because of Fate's Call. Fate's Call's mechanic. The way Fate's Call works is it pulls you back to your max auto range. So when On got pulled back to his max auto range from Pays, he went right onto the depth charge. Right onto the depth charge. No questions asked. Immediately onto the path of it. Got airborne and died instantly. And that is, a microcosm of how this game has gone. Gen.G just could do no wrong at a certain point. And it really just kind of happened. I don't even think there was any particular plays. Gen.G just got ahead in that bot lane. And then Canyon just was unkillable. They converted it to Chovy becoming unkillable. Keen was not really losing to Bin. I don't like the pick. I don't like them leaving Cassante up if they're going to go for something like that, especially when Cassante gets all his counters banned out and you're not going to slam something that's going to contest him in some capacity, even if it's not going to counter him. I also just don't think BLG ever got the opportunity to teamfight, which is great for Gen.G. Like, Gen.G, that is not... BLG didn't really have a choice if they wanted to teamfight or not, because Gen.G were just harassing them the whole game. They were just making sure that they never got to execute exactly how they wanted. They never let Knight get that big Orianna ultimate. They never really let the Glacial Prison arrow affect them too much. And that's exactly what they need to do. Gen.G just denying BLG their team fight because it's so strong. Their 5v5 is so damn strong. Them denying it is crucial to them winning this set. And what do you want, phone? Piss off, I don't care. And that is kind of how it's going to be, is Gen.G are going to be denying that 5v5, that even-footed 5v5 for as long as possible. And that sign is hilarious still. That giant board is hilarious. But denying them the opportunity to do an even 5v5 for as long as possible until Gen.G have an advantage is going to be their key to winning. BLG getting as many aggressive, like as many plays they can get, as many of their catch outs, as many of their picks, as many of their coordinated plays can go. It's broken. Oops, sign broke. But them being able to execute those plays, that's going to be their key. And it's going to be this push and pull the rest of the series of Gen.G don't want to give BLG their win cons, and BLG are going to try and force Gen.G to give them their win cons. Because Gen.G's win con typically does revolve around getting a pick and then 4v5ing. BLG's is really opening the fight with a big explosion and just getting the team, just getting it from there. Roll the team fight after that, or use picks to get ahead and then set those team fights up because they're even if they take a 5v5, they're going to be behind. Gen.G pretty much never want to take a 5v5. They are playing for picks. They are playing to catch BLG out and punish them. So, game 3, which one of these teams will be moving to match point? Will it be Gen.G on the putting themselves on the brink of their first ever international finals, or will BLG move themselves to 2-1 and 1 win away from a second straight MSI Grand Finals? I will see you for game number 3. All right, welcome back, BLG. Let the series get tied as Gen.G put up one real good game in game number 2. And we are straight into the draft. Ari again taken away, but the bans should still be the same. Even though sides have changed pretty much the same, but they're going to actually get rid of the Ash this time. So I'm going to be switching it up a little bit. As, are they just going to steal the Senna Knot? They're just going to steal the Senna Knot from them. Get smacked. But if they steal a Nautilus Varus, that would be huge. That would actually be really big. Or Nautilus Kalista, that's a good one too. Usually you pair it with the Nautilus or with the Varus, as it allows you to nail your combo a lot easier. And ups the damage output. But Kalista very good. Kalista's insanely strong still. It's Kalista. Most contested champion entering this tournament. And it's going to be Senekench. So there should be lethality unless they run double tank, in which case it might pivot to on hit. But if you're looking to beat Elk, all you got to do is put a couple spears in them. On lethality or on hit, doesn't really matter. The rest of the comp's going to shape this Kalista build more than anything else. Ooh, it's going to be the Tristana. We saw it taken away by Gen.G twice. Or BLG denied it twice to Gen.G. And it is now back on the Rift as BLG banned its second rotation, I believe, both times. Just denying Chovy the option to play it. And now Knight's going to take it, and Chovy's got to answer, and it's going to be Hui. This was the RB5 from BLG in game 1 of all things. And it was so weird because I don't think we were going to see a Hui, but hey, we see a Hui. Hui. He's here. I don't know how. I never really. I'm just honestly intrigued. Maokai taken away from BLG would be really nice with this Tristana to just get that free setup, so gone. So where is this? Probably is going to be AP top lane. I can't see an AP jungler coming through for BLG. I don't think... Actually, no, Jun can't play. There's Nid and... There's Nid. That's it. That's really it. Like, I can't see another champion AP in the maybe brand. I think we've seen one brand this tournament. Bane taken away again from Bin, which kind of is saying they're going for the Cassante again. And it's very obvious they're going for Cassante. Teams are so bad at telegraphing this, but when you're on red side, it's actually valid to telegraph it very quickly. Because it is Cassante. They could just ban the Cassante. It's an option. You could ban it. It should be. It's so good. It's winning. A lot. And they're going to get rid of the Twisted Fate. And that means the Cassante is very safe. Do they want to force Cassante? I think they want to force Cassante here. And Gen.G are not going to give it to him. Nidalee returns for a Canyon. The world champion goes back to his world championship winning champion. And, oh, Because BLG saw the Vayne ban, and they knew Gen.G wanted the Cassante, and they did this. So what? No. You're baiting. They need AP damage. I don't think this is it. They're gonna go for Diana. Oh my god. I wasn't expecting a Diana. Okay. Oh my god. Okay. Diana coming out. What? And it's gonna be Poppy in the top lane. I'm actually, like, shocked. We haven't seen Diana competitively in a while. Consistently in competitive for a while. So this is an out of left field pick. The crowd was like, what? And I'm like, what? Nidalee, we can at least expect. Nidalee is a pocket pick. Diana, I saw it played once and it failed miserably in a Yasuo comp. That's really it. Like, BLG, I'm not sure this was the play you wanted. Like, what the hell? This is the first Diana game, to say the least, of the tournament. And 2-5 in 7 games this year entering this tournament. 2-5. And yeah, there's the game I was talking about. Grell for the All Knights. That was the game I was talking about. I casted it. It hasn't won in China. Actually, it has. Aki beat. The issue is Aki beat Jun with it. Jun played Maokai. Aki took the Diana and went 2-2-12 with it. We've had 3 Dianas in lane? Fake. Including Showmaker. Showmaker got baited. But yeah, Diana not looking too hot. 2 wins in 5 jungle games. Actually, 5? 2-2 in the jungle. Okay, so it's not as bad. It's playable. It's been playable in the jungle. But not really. That doesn't make me more confident in the pick. I don't believe more because of that. I don't know what it's going to do with the rest of this comp either. I don't think it really has synergy. It has some. I'm not a huge fan of Senna, Kench, Diana. And we're into game number 3. Who's going to come out with match point? I just don't know. It could set up Knight really well and Bin really well. Maybe it could set up On very well. And there he is. He's hyping up the BLG faithful. He's going hard. And Lahen's going to land this hook here. And there's the spear. There's a severing bolt. Knight is forced to reset. Tis but a flesh wound. Gen.G gonna just go in and pretty much just say, get out of your jungle, stupids. I don't know why Bin queued there. Or why Elk there. He doesn't really have a reason to. And BLG going to just steal. Oh. Keen and Chovy coming up now. They need to just be very careful here. They don't see anything. And Judd's going to be able to just start this Raptor. Start the Raptors pretty safely. God, Diana's annoying. But this is interesting because, yeah, competitively non-viable for quite some time now. This will be interesting to see. Because it's kind of just unorthodox. Don't really know what the play is here. Or BLG in the jungle. There's the hook landing from the hens as some trading going on, but now they're going to just jump all in on. Flash for flash. The Ren not going to be enough, though. And Pei's going to take some damage in response from Elk, but it is all Gen.G in that bot side play. Knight just going to keep the vision up. Canyon's confused. And he's running straight for the enemy red. Gen.G did not know any of this was happening, and they know that Canyon's going to be down there soon. So, it's going to be vertical. Unintentional vertical from Gen.G, but vertical nonetheless. Oh. They did not expect On to get smoked in lane, to be fair. Jun's going to come down and contest this. This is going to be interesting. As BLG are coming to defend their Krugs. The Kruggies will be saved. As there's Jun spotted. They haven't spotted Canyon yet. Canyon going in. He has the 1v1 win here. He does not lose these. Jun is gonna have to flash. Canyon might follow, but he's not going to. Canyon wins out. As here comes Keen. Keen spotted. And Jun's gonna be stuck. And Bin's just gonna push out. And Canyon should be able to dive this if he so chooses. It's not gonna really be a dive. He's not spotted here. And Abyss will dive out, but there's the hook onto Elk. First blood to Pei's. Gen.G take full advantage of the split map. They take advantage of the early jungle, of just straight jungle strength. And now coming back for On. There's the hens. The damage comes through. It's going to be Canyon picking up that one. And it's 2-0 in the bot lane for Gen.G. Knight so low. Needs to reset. Can't really reset on this wave, though. Knight's going to drop a minion here. Severing Bolt. That's a lot of damage. But Knight misses out on 2. But now, Bilibili Gaming are in a terrible spot here. They are now staring down another Fed Callista game. Or another, yeah, I mean Fed Callista. But they are staring down another Fed Nidalee game. And that's not a good sign of things to come for BLG. They're going to be so reliant on this Diana, on this Tristana. They pretty much are just relying on anyone who's not behind is Gen.G. Canyon's back. As the hook lands onto On. And Canyon's going in. Abyssal Dive is not going to save him. Lehens picks up On there. And Gen.G are killing it in this bot lane right now. As, oh no. Senna Kench, not the play, it seems. They should have just went for the Varus. And Gen.G are already 1,000 gold ahead. Jun just gonna get the Krugs. Or get the Grubs. Oh my god. Jun just gonna settle for Grubs, though. And not great for Bilibili. Like, BLG really don't want to just have to settle here. That was a trap, okay. As Canyon jumping in onto Elk. Elk going to land some damage, but Canyon just has way more. Whatever minimal MR a Senna has at level 4, the Magic Pen Boot's going to really be a problem. Canyon's just winning. Oh my god. BLG just do not have an answer, as there's another face check from On. There's the hook landing. He should be able to get out this time. But, oh. And On going to lose so much, as that wave is gigantic and FaZe is playing this picture perfect. And steal away some camps for Gen, at least get something, but it is really difficult still for them to play this. It's just going to be really tough for BLG to play this. They need to answer this play, and they just cannot answer this play. And they're spotting out Jun, so the play wasn't even going to come to fruition if it had a chance to. BLG have put themselves in an unwinnable scenario. The Fed Nidalee conundrum. If that makes sense. The Fed Nidalee conversation. And they're going to get dove. Again, they just can't. Look at the size of this wave. They can't clear this. And this is more of what I said Gen.G need to do. Nice dodge there, but is it going to be enough? There's no flash in Canyon. 2-0-2. And On is not long for this world. Lehens is tanky enough. Denies everything. Canyon's tanking, so actually On going to be able to live, as Lehens wasn't tanking there. But now there's no need to tank at all. Hook lands. Flash denied from On. And Canyon on a spree. And Gen.G is putting on a clinic on how to just ruin your enemy's game. They are just running the table here. And now, this is impossible. This is a bot lane that really didn't need an excuse, that really didn't have, or really didn't want an excuse for Canyon to constantly come down here and put the hurt on them. But sadly, because of the split map happening where Canyon had control of the bot lane, this is... like, this is impossible. Oh, that was a mistake. I don't think it's going to matter, but it is a mistake. Yeah. Weird spiraling despair, but it's not going to matter in the end. Probably misinput. If it's not a misinput, then it was just an oops. Meant to throw it at Elk. Didn't get it. It's not really a lost ulti for a while. BLG have grubs. That's about it. They're 2,500 behind. Canyon's going to deny them the Void Mites. They need to get Pays here. They need to know that Pays is here. As there's the angle. Pays just deleting the health bar of Jun already. There's no way they dive this. There's no way they get anything out of this. There's the... oh, they don't spot the control word either. Oh my god. Have Gen.G finally showed up? It's been 3 years. Can we finally be... I'm asking genuinely. Can Gen.G just play like this more often? On the international stage, can we actually have them show up more consistently? Because they are playing their win con to perfection here. Get Canyon ahead, punish Elk and On. As On getting dove again. It's more of just punish whoever there is to punish. If you could put anybody behind, go ahead. But it's not going to need to be Knight. Chovy's going to usually get CS leads. It's Chovy we're talking about. He's a farm god. That is like the one thing people always accuse him of being, is just a farming player. Is that he'll never help his team just to CS more, which is incorrect. Chovy's very good. I meme Chovy. I joke about Chovy and all that, but yeah, Chovy's very good, obviously. And here you can see that he's built himself a really good gold advantage. Like, he hasn't really needed to be on the Rift because Canyon has just been so strong, and Keen doesn't really care about falling behind. He is a tank. Chovy is pretty much just winning lane right now, and that is all he needs to do, as the jungle's so behind. Canyon, like, Jun hasn't even died yet, and he's 1 CS ahead and 1,000 gold down. This is just insanity. BLG just made a massive flub in the early game and have not recovered. It's crazy. The split map was the mistake, and they just have not recovered from the split map. And now Gen.G don't only control the pace of the game, they could just do whatever they want. Canyon's so accelerated that the Nidalee fall-off point is never going to be hit. As, can they even go anything here? No. Like, the Nidalee is never really going to hit the fall-off point because of how far ahead he is already. Paze is going to be free to scale. Like, Paze is going to be free to scale. Chovy's going to be free to scale. Lahenza is going to be free to scale. Keen is going to be free to do whatever the hell Keen wants. Pretty much all of Gen.G are in a comfortable position to scale, and Canyon's in a comfortable position where he's already scaled and is going to stay accelerated until ultra late game. As On is going in, and he's made a mistake. But he's going to be able to survive. Canyon, solo. Can BLG do this? Lahenz misinputs his Q, but he's going to be able to get away. Here's Paze. He can save Lahenz if he needs. The shield goes down. There's the Fate's Call. There's the cleanse coming out of Paze. Gen.G are able to escape, but it shouldn't have even had to be this way. But BLG turned the fight to at least have something. But Gen.G overextended. They're still fine. So there's Canyon getting away from the Q3. He should be fine to just throw spears. Bin doesn't really have any MR yet. And now this is the best chance for BLG to fight back. They're down 4,000. Almost 4,000. As On needs to be careful here. If this hook connects, it's all over. But he'll be fine to jump back and farm in mid. As they can jump onto Chovy. If they get Chovy here, that would be huge. But Chovy has teammates coming in. And Gen.G need to respect they don't have any damage yet. They don't have the Moonfall. As Knight getting jumped on, able to just jump away to safety. Canyon going to take a bit of damage from a bomb. And On is tanky enough that he can survive this. As here comes Keen, unspotted. But they're just going to walk forwards. But there's the engage. And On going to get knocked away from the fight. He's going to be right there and back in this. The Moonfall still available, and that's going to be Gen.G's or BLG's saving grace. And Gen.G's biggest fear is letting this Diana get a giant Moonfall off. And Keen is pretty much just here to deny that. As long as Keen can deny the ability to go in from Jun, they'll be able to do whatever they want. But these slower fights, that is kind of where BLG want to be. Where they can chip out Gen.G, and there's the engage on to Elk, but it's Keen who will fall tonight. And Gen.G continue to overextend, to overplay their hand. And that is the best possible target you could have gotten if we're talking in terms of making it playable for BLG. That is the best target, is it allows Jun the ability to go, and it allows Bin the ability to stand and just be a problem. As they may have given a bit too much, though, as Jun isn't here right now, and he needs to rotate back over. But Cassante going to get eaten by the Devour, and the... Oh, the Spiraling Despair is absolutely huge. On will fall, though. And the turret will fall with them. It's a Herald in exchange for 2 different members and a... Oh, and a tower and Drake Soul Point. Gen.G have fought back. BLG were benefiting from just keeping this fight going on for as long as possible, but eventually they falter, they misstep, and now Gen.G are in such a... just have improved their position in a game where they weren't supposed to, as Knight needs to be very careful here. Keen shuts him down. This is game over for him. Knight is finally in the lead. Like, this is very dangerous, as this is the re-engage from Gen.G. This isn't even the part that gets them the Poppy. That's so long ago at this point. That's like 20 seconds before this. They line up so that everybody gets hit by this depth charge, and then On just can't really do anything. He's trying to dance, and there's too many things flying at him. He's kind of just screwed. Sean just couldn't really get back in. He was on the Rift Herald. He really wanted to finish it. And by the time he was going to rotate down and just say, screw the Rift Herald, let's do this thing and fight them, it was no. Fight was done. And Knight spotted out, going to clear this ward immediately. And Gen.G should be able to get this turret down instantly, as Chovy going to get it. Jun is going to drop Rift Herald down here. They're going to get it. First charge down. Will they take the second charge? As they trade bot turret for top turret. As there's the shield coming in. And auto not going to come in time. They will grab the second charge on top of it. And BLG, 3,000 gold behind. It's going to be a tall order to ask them to come back in this game. Like, they really only have Knight and Bin. Elk and On aren't going to be factors for much of this game. Elk is here to do Dawning Shadow. Bin is here to devour, and that is it. There's not much else BLG can do to come back into this game safely. They are really relying on Knight and Jun to get this finished. They're just joking about... Just joking about Poppy, which is true. All Keen needs to do is be steadfast and present in the fight. And that is it. As they're going to jump in onto Lahens, and there's the Fates call out. On is tanking the Spiraling Despair right now. And blue buff going to go to BLG. Here comes Bin. And he's going to get eyed. Stared at. I don't know what it's actually called. It's complicated. Wei has too many abilities. Jun trying to go forwards. There's no Poppy right there. There's no Poppy. That was his best angle to go in, but he can't really do anything with it. As Bin is just going to keep going in. I don't think the rest of BLG were really ready for this, as they're trying to get Canyon. And there's the engage onto Canyon, but they're just going to grab Keen. Keen all alone. Canyon's been soloed by Bin. And now Keen is all alone. No steadfast presence can save you now. Knight picks up Keen. It's a 2-for-0 for BLG. And can they Baron here? It's going to be very tough. They're super low right now. Can they do it? And they're going to start it. Teleport in from Knight. All right, BLG, let's do this. They find the perfect engage, and they need to survive this. They need to get this Baron buff. But the Spiraling Despair is on. And that's 3. Oh, that's not what you want. When you get the Baron, Jun and On will fall. And that is absolutely just devastating. Knight is next on the docket for Gen.G. Pays has found him. Elk is going to be next. It's a double for Pays. And BLG, they don't know what to do with themselves in the pit. The Spiraling Despair is perfect. and they lose out. Oh no, it was so good for Bilibili Gaming. They get this engage. Bin, it looked like he was just way too far forwards, but he gets this. The flash from Canyon denied. It was going so well. They get Keen, they burn the steadfast, and that allows them to go forwards. But they're way too low to go for the Baron safely. But that was going to be their best chance. They weren't going to get another angle to go for it, really. But now it is back to a big-ass gold lead. And BLG back on the back foot. They're going to go for it. They need to get this steadfast presence down. They need to eject Jun now. But they're not going to. They're going to pick on. They want to get rid of them Devour. And they're just going to stall them out. BLG have to disengage. And the slow pace of these is just going to allow Chovy and Canyon to keep throwing in spells. But now BLG control the river. But it only takes one engage. It only takes one, as that's going to be on. Being the first to fall on. BLG and Gen.G have found the key support. They find Bin. That's not who you want to hook, but Elk. Half health. Low. Q finds it. And he pierces the heart of Elk. And Jun needs to find and engage, but I don't see it happening. Night is going down. Bin will be next. And that is Baron buff, negative 2,000 gold behind. Jun running for his life, but it's not going to be enough. Double kill again for Pays. And on the back of Chovy, they get 5,000 damage out of their mid laner. They get everything they could ask for. It's Drake sold to Gen.G, and it is 6,000 gold in favor of the Korean champions. And they have come to play. They are done with the allegations. They are finally addressing them. They are done with the talks of international disappointments. Gen.G have finally done it. And they are taking it. They are just taking on BLG head on. And now this game is surely done and dusted for Gen.G. Such good coordination here. Just methodical, one by one, picking up members of Bilibili Gaming. It is just down to a science for this team. And this is absolutely threatening to Bilibili Gaming. They started this series so strong, and they have been stomped by Gen.G in back-to-back games now. And this is worrying because now Gen.G are in control of the pace if they win this game after what was supposed to be BLG being in control of the pace of the series. And Chovy just blindly checking the bush just in case of emergency. Doesn't want any random Knight ambushes. And Knight actually went super far away. Ran so far away. Look at the level disparities. It's a level each in the bot lane if you do the other cross because they switched. But Bin is ahead. But Chovy's a level ahead. Bin's even now. Canyon is pretty ahead, almost a full level. It is just so dangerous for BLG to exist right now. They have no way of getting in there. And this is the issue. They don't have engage. That's going to be the turret down at least in the top or in the bot lane. They will get that tier 2 in exchange for this top tier 2. So Bin continuing to put this pressure on. But even with that, I don't see an angle where Gen.G really give over a lot or are losing. Kallista's 8-0-5. Chovy is 10 takedowns. Canyon's 4-1-7. Like, it is It is a miracle and a half for BLG at this point of the game. 3-item, 3-item Way, 3-item Callista. They have a 1.5-item Senna. And a 3-item Cassante to duel that. 2.5 items. I guess 2.5 items on the Trist. Maybe that's justifiable. 2-item Diana's not really going to get him anywhere, though. And this is just a matter of time as there's BLG having to stare into the darkness as Gen.G are looking to get this Baron on, going to get chunked for about 1,000 health already. And Bin is up front. He needs to find somebody here. But he's not getting anyone. Keen is still full health thanks to the Nidalee. And there's Bin getting chunked. He's going to get grounded on half health. He's going to grab his Cassante and run for the hills. And this should be Gen.G getting the Baron, no questions. Double TPs. And Gen.G don't even need to go for the Baron. They should. They don't need to. They can do whatever they want. Jun getting jumped up by Keen. There's Chovy, the spiraling despair. They block the re-engage. Keen has killed off Jun. And now, Dawning Shadow forced out. Knight, half health. Keen jumping onto Knight. And he's just gonna get it. He doesn't give a damn. He's just gonna solo it. In the backlines, Pays beating up on Bin. Lehens takes out Knight. And Gen.G will end the game. And go to match point as they are looking for their first international finals appearance. And there's no chance this one doesn't end. BLG will have to trickle in to Gen.G's blender of just blender of destruction, as this is a new high watermark for Gen.G. 1 win away from having a shot at MSI glory. And Canyon 1 win away from competing for the one trophy he's yet to win. Match point looms over Bilibili Gaming now. And this is pressure. But Bilibili, no strangers to pressure. They've been here before. They were also in the lower bracket finals. But the expectations have changed. They're the best team in China. They're supposed to be the best team in the world. They're supposed to be one of the strongest. And they are getting overpowered. And it's on the back of nobody else but Canyon. The world champion jungler Gen.G signed to really strengthen up their jungle. From, who was it before them? Who the hell was it before? I don't even know. I don't know, actually. Who was the previous? Peanut? That had to be Peanut, right? Peanut's very good. I love Peanut. Oh. Don't even ask. Sorry, I was gonna check. Backslash? Peanut? Peanut, right? Was the Gen.G jungler last year? Yes. So, upgrading to freaking Canyon is insane. The best jungler, maybe the best, probably, yeah, best jungler in Korea. I'm calling him best jungler in Korea. I think he's better than Owner by a mile. Canyon's just that guy. But I mean, that jungle upgrade paying off in dividends now. Coming in, I mean, just in this tournament, ignoring that, he also helped lead Gen.G to another, their 4th straight LCK championship. Ignore that, because in this tournament alone, won them game 5 against Top Esports after they were down, after they were up 2-0 and lost back-to-back to go to game 5. Won them game 2 to even the series, and now has won them match point. Has won them 2 match point. 3 freaking games. The last 3 wins for Gen.G have been on the back of Canyon's Nidalee, of him going in on this on the champion he is so confident on and carrying. If not carrying, yes, he didn't really carry game 3, but being a massive integral piece to Gen.G winning the last 3 games, if not being the core reason they win. And teams are just going to have to remember that there's a reason he is so good. Like, there is a reason his Nidalee is so scary, even in a meta where Nidalee's not that favored. It's just because he is so good at it. And teams are just going to have to respect that now. Like, teams forgot that Canyon just plays carries whenever he needs to. If he thinks he gets an angle to carry, he will just do it. And teams are going to have to start respecting that. They're going to have to start banning out the Nidalee. I don't know if they're going to have to ban out Kha'Zix. Kha'Zix really did not work. But they're going to have to start respecting Nidalee. And they're going to have to start putting him on tanks. They're going to have to start forcing him to play more traditionally simple, tanky junglers that can't carry as easily. And for BLG, they just never really got a chance. The split map didn't favor them, and Canyon took full advantage of it to keep ganking a very weak bot lane. And I guess part of that, yeah, don't split map when you're giving over your bot lane when you want to gank bot lane as Diana, but just like the Grand Canyon, yeah, call it the Grand Canyon. CS diff, 17 CS diff at 14. He's averaging 1,000 gold ahead at 14 minutes. He's averaging 4 kills, 4 takedowns before 14 minutes. 4 takedowns before 14 minutes, which is insane pace. And now the question mark, is going to be an exclamation mark. Yeah, Nidalee. Yeah, Emily knows. And, like, just insane. This guy is just crushing it on Nidalee. It's surely going to get banned. And BLG will have to find an answer. I don't even know. Holy piss, this damage charged up. No. Look at this. Look at this. No one got past 10,000 on Bilibili Gaming. Toby did 33,000 damage. Oh my god. Okay. Will Gen.G close it out and punch their ticket to their first international final in game number 4? Will Bilibili Gaming tie this series up at 2 and send us to Silver Scrapes? I will see you for the next game. All right, we are back. Match point Gen.G. Bilibili Gaming needs a battle back after a pair of disappointing games. And Nautilus taken away from the Hens. That's a good start. Are they going to respect the Nidalee? Or are they going to play around it? Because they really could play around it. Game 1 or game 2, yeah, that was tough. Game number 3, they could have probably managed to win if they didn't split map by accident. They didn't really mean to split map. But the issue is they did split map. Or, well, I guess they did mean to split map. But they didn't mean for Jun to get caught out. And they didn't mean for On to get absolutely smoked to start the lane. But Jun's not going to steal away the Nidalee. Jun plays Nidalee, but maybe they don't feel the pressure to pick it just yet. So they're thinking maybe if they draft a comp that that Canyon can't Nidalee into, they can win the game, which I don't disagree with particularly. I just don't know if that's the angle they should take. They should just play it safe, play it smart. Especially because the Senna has been useless this series. That has been terrible this series. 1 and 2. And the only win was because Canyon carried his ass off in game number 2. Like wow, you guys are useless. The Miyamoto line. I don't think Miyamoto actually said that. I don't know if that's actually, I always wanted to find that clip. Never found it. But Lucian locked in for Pays. That's all. This is a Nami lock. I mean, they don't really have to be worried about Nami because you're not taking Nami Kalista. That's a miserable lane. Corki for Chovy. And Renata going to be really good here. Into the Lucian, it was already a good pick. Now into the Corki, it's an even better pick. And now the Corki changes are out, so I can actually talk about them. They're kind of cool. I like them. Oh, Jun getting the Vi. And the Renata anyways. Yeah, they could do what they want. If you remember, I believe it was last year's Worlds, actually. Jun really liked it, and MSI. Jun really liked his Vi. Like, Vi was already strong. He really liked his Vi, though. He's a big fan of Vi. And this obviously is going to be the Nami. Gen.G just wanted to grab one of their power picks, either mid, jungle, maybe Cassante if they wanted to, but they really didn't need to insta-lock the Nami because with the Kalista showing, yes, with Kalista showing, with pretty much any ADC showing, you're not locking in Nami. Milio, maybe. Kalista, Milio, maybe. Nami, no. Nami Kalista is not great. I love Nami, dude. I think Nami is really strong, but her value in pro play is just pretty much beefing up Lucian because she so easily abuses his or so easily procs his passive consistently and what do you call it, repeatedly. Pretty much every spell you pop on Lucian will buff him. She's probably the most consistent at throwing out Lucian buffs. And now double mid lane bans from Gen.G. They want Knight off of any comfort. They've gotten rid of his Ahri. They've gotten rid of his Talia, two best performing champions by far. I mean, yeah, Ahri obviously, and his Talia has been terrifying. And then Ori and Nico just removing two more options of his carry. They're going to get rid of Poppy from Keen. They want this Kalista Vi to function. They really struggled to play around the Poppy at times in team fights, and it showed. They had to delay a lot of their engages or bait out the Steadfast with one of their dashes, and all of them were really valuable, so it was really hard to do. And so what's the blind going to be? It's not even going to be a blind. It's going to be a top counter again for Gen.G, as they're just going to lock the jungler. They're just going to take Canyon on the Maokai. They're taking him off of carry duty because they don't really need him on a carry anymore. They have Corki here. They have a high AP damage output, so why would they even bother putting Canyon on an AP carry? And that's smart. Even though they did it with Wei, but that was mostly because Wei is cool. And also they were putting Keen on a tank, so it's fine. But they don't have any tanks. Lahens is not a tank anymore. He is a fish. I don't think we have a tanky fish in the game yet. So, yeah. Lahens is a fish. And Cassante going to be really big. And Knight getting Azir could be really huge. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. That would be interesting. Oh, first Vex of the tournament. That's big. And into the Lucian, into the Corki, and the Maokai, and possibly something like Twisted Fate. Yeah. Twisted Fate. Not going to be the Vayne. Vayne wasn't even banned. He just didn't go for it. Probably putting more emphasis on the roam than the Cassante damage, because both do really well into Cassante, actually. But this is much better for Bilibili Gaming. I like this draft way more than the Diana draft, and it's not even a competition, to be fair. But this is a good Gen.G draft as well. Not as tanky, but BLG not super tanky themselves. Jun and Bin, obviously Bin tankiest member. Jun up there with the Blast Shield. Really strong. Blast Shield is insanely strong. You don't notice how strong Blast Shield is until you have to look at it. Until you see how often it saves Vi's. Like, it is something that actually I think makes Vi even more valuable. She's already really strong with Armor Shred and CC and an unstoppable lockdown button. Makes her really good into slippery ADCs like Kalista, but in this case, Lucian as well. Lucian rather slippery, as he has a pretty good dash and speed boost. He doesn't gain speed boost on ulti, but we see a lot of players just pop ulti. Actually, does he? I still don't know. I've been looking into it. I still don't know if he actually gets a speed boost on ultimate. And I don't think he does, is the answer. He's ghosted. That's right. That's why they do it. He's ghosted. But this is it. This is possibly the last time we see Bilibili Gaming in the upper bracket. Or will we go to one final game? And we'll see who awaits the winner of G2T1. The rematch of a lifetime. Twice in a lifetime. We're lied to twice in a lifetime. Pays. Going to get that first strike. Nothing really important. Scorch? Okay. I actually don't know Lucian runes. I don't play Lucian. So I'm not used to what Lucian runs. But apparently Scorch, yeah, he does love his mana. Fair enough. And they will get that ward down, actually. Jun didn't know Keen was there, so just kind of had to throw the ward out. Oh. Sorry, I was reading Lucian. I was reading the tips or the details of Lucian, like the intricacies of Lucian's ultimate. And it said, it was talking about offset. I was like, what? And it's like, oh, this is projectiles specifically spawn from each gun. So you can dodge bullets on the right side, but not the left side. I was like, what does it mean it has an offset on like most abilities? It means that it has two separate actual hitbox. Oh, this is brutal. As there's the damage from Pays, and that's going to be huge in laning. That's going to be huge for laning here. They're supposed to have the winning 2v2, but Pays is already chunking him out. Also, yes, as is that Betty? Mentioning, yeah, this is the first time both teams have swapped. Like, no team so far has matched the swap of either side. It's always been, yeah, suck it up, just send the top laners. Just let the top laners mirror jungle and sit mid. Soak some XP and then roam to the side of... And then eventually come to the side of the swapped lane. No, it's actually matched. We're just going to have an inverted game. As they're trying to get Pays down. And there's the handshake flash from On. And On's in way too deep now. Elk insanely low as well. And they don't have the bailout yet, I believe. So they need to be very careful here as they don't have a heal. And Pays flashes in. The auto's not there. Great loyalty program from On there to save Elk's life, to save First Blood. And Gen.G are going to be so ahead now. Pays, perfect reaction before he could get the pull, before he could get a potential stun off, is ready. And that is just devastating for Bilibili because that play was going so well for you. Oh? They're unswapping. Pays is on the way to bot lane and they know. And Keen's just going to reset. As flash out of Chovy. Simple, just let it happen. Chovy knows just to respect the fact. Don't risk any stupid plays. You're one win away from grand finals. Don't play stupid now. Just do the smart thing. And don't try to dodge a flash Q from Vi, because it's not possible. Has been. It's going to tank up, but now the issue is he has no teleport, so he actually has to stay a lot longer. Even though Keen didn't really get much off of his back, he only got boots and a longsword. Bin needs to just be a lot safer because he can't reset for quite a while. He's not going to be able to shove in Bit or Keen, really. As Knight has a giant... I forgot. I haven't played Vex, man, in so... I haven't seen a Vex in so long. No one plays this champion. I feel bad because she's so awesome. Like, she's actually really fun. I never see her. But Elk, pretty even still, about 4 CS behind. Should be 4 CS behind. It will... okay, it will. It actually was supposed to be more. I can't count. As Jun is able to solo the Drake, has Blast Shield, has a lot of damage, even with just one longsword. As Knight going to just harass Canyon right now. And needs to be careful. Has the ulti, is looking for a dive. There's no cleanse available just yet, but Knight doesn't go for it. They just take the dragon and they'll go for it later. As Sweeper. They know. But they still need to be safe. Chovy's coming down. As there's a nice stun. And Bilibili need to back out. As there's the handshake coming through onto the hands. That's going to be first blood for Elk. Huge play there from On. Are you kidding me, this guy? This guy is insane. What? Spin should be fine here. Yeah, we'll just have to back tank this XP instead of get the money. Doesn't have teleport, though, and he's just in a miserable matchup still. Keen should be perfectly fine to place in the Cassante. As Elk is going to swap, actually. As they're going to swap this into the Twisted Fate. And are they reading it? They read it. Again. But even then, Gen.G is fine. Or BLG are fine with this play. As Knight, a lot of damage taken from Chovy there. And there's the engage. Here comes Keen. And they need to be very careful here, as there's the kill onto On for Keen. And great use of Destiny there. They will give over money to Bin, but they get Keen ahead. Even more ahead now. Yeah, I was like, Keen should be going down. Sorry, I always do this where I kind of like react to some of the commentators because they do say some things and I'm like, huh, yeah, I agree. Or like, that was a bag falling noise in my. Wow. He's working as hard as he can to make it difficult. It's hard to make things difficult for Keen when he's playing Twisted Fate and you're playing Cassante. But he gets him off of some of that XP, and that's going to matter later on. As Canyon, ulti in, flash forced from On, but Elk will be able to just walk away. And they're just coming back up. They're just going to come back up here and wait. And they know they can go for this. But they're just going to switch off. As Knight going for the red buff now. Doesn't know where Canyon is. As, yeah. Knows that Pays and Lehens are responding. Just going to accept it. As, oh, Bin doesn't get the Q3 out. But there's the all-out coming in from Bin. Stun connects. And Bin will be able to survive. Or Keen will be able to survive. As here comes Knight. Huge response from BLG. Great play by Jun. Jun plays that to a T, punishes. And as there's the engage from Elk. Going for Lehens, and they will get him as Elk goes on a killing spree. Now they look to Pays. Pays cleanses the heal and has to respect that he just doesn't have the damage, but he doesn't give a damn. He's going to go shut down Elk. And now Pays coming in and a good handshake right into the fist of Jun. It's more of like a fist bump. A weird like fist bump now. As looking for Jun. Chovy will cancel that recall at least. As he's just going to engage onto Chovy. I don't know if that was the play, but if he hit it, maybe it was the play. He didn't hit it. And a TP down as Knight will take over bot lane duty and Elk will take over mid lane duty now. And we're still pre 10 minutes and this is a mess of a game and I love it. And great flash forwards. And they just go for Lehens. Lens out, and BLG are trying to disengage. They can't really disengage, though, because Pays has the ability to just go. Probably should have pathed towards Jun a little more, but it doesn't really end up mattering. They probably would have handed over that kill no matter what. And BLG fans waiting. BLG fans waiting to see if they could cheer because of the trade back. And then they get it because of the trade back onto Elk. They're like, do we cheer? And then Jun comes in. Yay! All right, Bilibili, let's see what you could do. Chovy has the package available, no longer in the game. Literally no longer in the game, as the handshake doesn't connect. And there goes Corky, and On is down already. Good berserk. And here they go onto Pays. Will they get him? He's 1 health, and Knight has to flash out. But Bin going to continue to go forwards here. And there's a nice chain of CC onto Canyon, and they will get that one. And this crowd comes alive once again as their team go 1 for 1. They grab themselves the second Drake of the game, and this is just good times to be a BLG believer. All right. Mountain Drake over to Gen.G. That's going to be really nice. Over to BLG, not Gen.G. Whoops. Gen.G aren't even going to try and set up for grubs yet. They need to push out. As Jun sees Keen, I don't think he goes for Keen here, but they're going for the dive. Bin is here. Q3 doesn't connect the stun. Going to stomp the engage from Jun, and BLG need to run. And they will be able to escape. They burn the ghost. They burn the all out. They don't lose anything else, though. And it's because the Q3 misses, actually, that doesn't happen. But this starts with On overextending and just having to tank. And he's just going to throw in his ulti at this point. He just throws that in. Just goes in for some damage and barely dodging that. Holy cow, Knight. Good dodge on the Q3 there from the flash. And then just gets the fear back up. Knight getting that fear back up. Perfect. And I don't even know how Knight didn't get hit by the bubble. The presence of mind to be able to do that is insane. Gen.G should be able, or not Gen.G, god damn it. BLG should be able to grab the Void Grubs they need to get to 4. Will get 5, actually. As Canyon, again, not contesting here. So BLG in a great position. Even in gold, they have so much right now. 5 Void Grubs, both Drakes. And they should be 3-1 and 2 on the Callista. Oh my god, I just noticed that. This lethality Callista is an issue. Like, it's going to be a problem. Oh. It's even, though. The Lucian still kind of matching Twisted Fate, obviously ahead in lane. Corky, it's Chovy playing, so he's going to be ahead in farm, actually. I don't even know why I check if Chovy's ahead in CS anymore. I don't know why I check. I never need to check if this man's ahead in CS. It's Chovy. The answer is yes. Is there a mid advantage in CS? Is the other mid laner Chovy? Then yes. Like, this guy just farms so well. It's where he gets a lot of his leads. Like, again, a huge criticism of Chovy is that he farms a lot. He spends a lot of time farming. But I never think it's to the detriment of his team. Sometimes it has been, historically. Like when Chovy was really figuring out how to be the hyper carry Chovy that we know today. Yes, I think it was sometimes to the detriment of his team, but like, the guy is a practice vet. Okay, maybe not a vet. It's weird to say veteran when you're only like 5 years in. But like, he's a practiced player now. He knows. And Rift Herald coming in for BLG now. So they got that wherever they want. As Canyon's looking for a play. As there's the ulti, but it's not going to connect. Ooh. Not going to connect. Or Knight. As there's the engage. Here comes Keen. And they're just going to sacrifice On, but he's able to get out with the Fate's Call. And absolutely genius again from Bilibili Gaming. They will give over first. Oh, they won't. Chovy actually gets second turret. I lied. Oh. Be huge. Teleport in behind. And there's Bin canceling the recall of Chovy. And that's good. For Bilibili. That is great. Has Bin going to be able to land this Q3 as well. There's the Q3. There's the solo bolo for Bin. And a shutdown going over to the BLG top laner. Spreads this gold lead to a 500. And Rift Herald's coming down now. This should be gone in the mid lane now. As there's the handshake onto Canyon. They're not going to do anything with it. They're just going to destroy the turret. As there's the first charge. There is the turret falling. That has a lot of value for BLG. Rift Herald's coming in. On's going to drive this elsewhere. Is Knight teleporting? I can't see where. I think top lane. As Gen.G just going to have to surrender there. And Rift Herald's just going to come right back. It's going to die immediately. Immediately die. Like, there's the eye. Yeah, there it is. There's the eye. It's gone. Drake in 15. Where the hell did Knight teleport to top lane? Okay, he did. I couldn't see because we were looking at the freaking... Looking at, like, some random play. I can't remember what it was. I was trying to find it. I was like, what the hell? Are Gen.G going to fight is the question. As BLG have a huge advantage right now. Chovy has package. You can see that move speed. Chovy has package. So Gen.G can fight. But they need to hit it a little better. Last time, Chovy really just split BLG from their support, who they don't really need to be there. As Jun is here, and they might just give. Jun can't really get into the pit. They need to find an engage, as there's Elk getting melted. But there's the all-out onto Canyon. He's going to be able to jump away. But he's going to get all-outed. Or not all-outed. He's going to get berserked. And there's the Q. Smite coming in for Gen.G. They're going to get it. And that's a huge shutdown. Now going over to Pays on will fall. Flash gold card will mark the end of on. Keen will pick that one up. 2-0 for Gen.G. Ooh. And Bilibili Gaming do not have an answer there. Too spread thin is their issue. As Knight going to get stunned. There's the huge engage, and Chovy picks up that one. And Knight a bit too far forward. And BLG had the advantage, and now Gen.G lead by a solid 1K. Oh. They can't finish off Canyon here. They can't. He's able to run away. This hostile takeover is great, but Elk is just getting jumped on. And then on, not even a problem. The Q smite probably should have just punched the dragon, to be honest, and go for smite. And then the chase down is great from Gen.G, of course. There's the flash. Boom. And then they just keep threatening Elk backwards. Bilibili are just now lost. As there's Canyon able to zone off Jun. And Gen.G playing exactly how they need to. They just keep finding an angle to remove a single member of Gen.G, as there's on getting jumped at. That's the handshake out. But Bin is coming in hot. And he's spotted out now. As there's the engage, but can BLG capitalize? Jun forced to jump away. And that's going to be it. Gen.G will grab, or not grab anything, but they'll get control of the river here. They will just force out BLG. But BLG still have every ultimate. They only burn a ghost there. And this has gone from a very winnable situation for BLG to now a winnable for both sides. This was way more in favor of BLG, but they have positioned themselves in a bad spot entering this mid game. Or I guess as we continue this mid game, it's more of mid game's been going for like 5 minutes. As we get deeper and deeper into this mid game, we're really going to see Gen.G. Were they going to see Gen.G flourish, or they're going to fumble a play? Because again, the impetus is on Gen.G to make a play, so they are the ones who need to go into BLG. They're the ones who have the giant global vision giant global vision ability. They're the ones with a very big scary tree that goes forwards. BLG are a very reactive team right now. They're a very reactive team comp. If Jun goes for this, he's gonna die. Like, if Jun goes for this, he dies. So, he doesn't jump in and try to fight off Pays by himself. Oh, baby. I'm really interested. I'm really waiting to see what these teams' next moves are, because it's kind of make or break period. Like, this is where you're either going to be in a really strong position for entering the late game, or you're going to be on the back foot for most of late game. As there's the engage. They've chosen Lehens, and Jun has chosen to go back to spawn. That engage, a bit too aggressive, and now they're just jumping in onto Bin. Nice stun. Good hostile takeover. Can Gen.G falter? Will they finish it? And now the culling coming out. It's going to be Bin tanking up almost all of it, but now continuing to go forward. Chovy flashes through. The handshake going to not be recasted. That's the cancel there coming through from Elk. And Gen.G win that fight decisively. They get Jun. They get a lot of value out of BLG as well. And now they're going to even out the Drakes, and they are looking at a really strong game position. 2,500 gold. This is really big. There's the TP coming in from Bin, or from Knight. Where did Bin TP to? Bot side. And On is so low, they can't contest anything. Knight continues to jump away, but where's Keen going? Control word over the wall. Keen's going to go even deeper, though. As On forced to flash. There's the stun over the wall from Keen. There's no contesting of Knight forced to flash away as well. And now 2 members all alone in the middle of everybody. There's Bin going all out onto Pays. He'll get the shutdown. But can the rest of BLG keep this fight going? Not really. The fight between Bin, Chovy, and Lehens is very different from the rest of this right now, as Elk and Jun are trying to burst down this Drake, but that's not going to happen, as there's the engage on to Keen. Keen just going to go for Elk, but it's not going to pay off. Elk gets the shutdown, but now Canyon coming back in. There's the cleanse, but he's barely going to survive, actually, with his life. Barely get out of there alive. And Canyon continues to go for this, and the Drake is still on the minds of BLG, but Canyon needs to be removed, and Canyon's going to get the dragon. Gen.G lose the fight. They get the objective. Chovy's here to make sure that. And this is insanity. It's Chovy just going in blind. He finds Knight. Are you kidding me, Chovy? Oh my god. Chovy. Team Chovy returns. That's a lie. Gen.G are not just Team Chovy. I think I called them that once. That's what I referred to as HLE. When back in like 2021, I called HLE Team Chovy because that's all they were. They were literally just Chovy. On barely survives that. Knight barely survives this. Able to flash away though. Get away. And then all of this is happening. Bin and Jun are just 2v4ing. Bin and Jun are just 2v4ing Gen.G. And then they split the fight, so Gen.G has no healing. They have no carry. They're relying on Keen, and that's the Cassante. And then Bin does not. Gets Lehens. Does die to Chovy in the end. Gets Lehens, though, 2 for 1. My god, Bin is a monster. And the goal. Oh. Bin going to continue going forwards. Is Vax really not doing much? Had that one really good play where they got Canyon. That is it. Really needs to figure this out, as Elk is not going to be super fed. Like, Elk is is exactly even with Pays right now, or I guess 100 in favor, but whatever, shush. And Keen ulting just for the info, pretty much. There's no teleports on BLG at the moment. Okay, there's no teleport from Bin. I say, because Bin is the one side laning right now. Oh my god, Knight has been side laning. Or Knight has been just playing for his team. Chovy has been playing to get maximum level rockets as he is so close. He's 1 level off. Knight's level 12. Elk is like, no one else is really that far ahead. If the levels are going to be exactly even for everyone except for Chovy, this is a huge issue for. Like, this is a massive issue for BLG because they're just having a significantly weaker mid lane compared to Gen.G. Like, the longer this gold discrepancy stays up, Knight's not going to catch up for quite a long time. He's almost 100 CS down. He's going to get Flame Horizon soon. Chovy loves his CS. And it's paying off in dividends here. Like, Chovy freaking loves his CS. And it's working out very well for him this game. 80 plus CS ahead right now. He's just upped it to 90. Or is going to up it to 90 CS ahead. He also has 7 takedowns, including 3 kills, and I believe a shutdown on him somehow. Or a shutdown somewhere in there. Like, it is... Knight is a broke boy right now. Like, the next team fight with Gen.G, Knight is a broke boy. Chovy's just going to tell him, get out of my sights. Chovy can swat him down. He is a fly in the eyes of someone like Chovy. As Jun is spotted. And there's Chovy going in. And Jun able to jump away to safety. Takes a good amount of damage, though. But there's no sweeper available for Jun, so he got caught out, got chunked. As Jin, or not Jun, Paige just going to lay into Elk. Bin can't block here. Bin's getting CC chained right now. On, going to tank, has the Fate's Call if they need it, and they will pull the trigger on it. And Jun getting bullied is exactly what Gen.G want, as Jun is stuck. He cannot escape here. He's gonna have Canyon on him. Keen has ulti in 2. Not gonna throw it out, though. And just barely escapes. A few seconds away from disaster there for Jun. And very likely Baron going over as... Oh, Jun is going for everything, and it's not going to pay off. Jun overcommitting his flash, and now BLG go for the Baron. They know they're on it at this point. Why is Elk not spotted? I actually don't know why Elk didn't get spotted there. But the engage, Bin trying to just zone here, and that's a 3-man... And Knight doesn't have anything. The fear will get Chovy out of the fight eventually with the all-out, but there's Jun just getting locked down. It's a 1-for-1, but On throws over the wall. That's huge. But they need to keep this going in favor of them. They've gotten On. They need Elk to pop off. Bin can't do anything, and Elk needs to run for his life. It's 4-for-2 in favor of Gen.G. Tidal wave goes down. It's not going to really do much of anything here. And Elk is gonna get stunned up in just a mere second. As there's the stun, there's the ace for Gen.G. And this is going terribly for BLG in the late game. The flash would have been appreciated there. They try to lock down Paze, but he knows it's coming, so he doesn't give a damn. And then this engage. So good. But he doesn't actually have the fear. And then Bin does chase off Chovy. But there's no Vex. There's so much damage. On is just pulled too late. They need to pull On way earlier. And then just so much damage coming out. Paze barely surviving means Gen.G will win that fight no matter what. Paze is so fed. And Gen.G get the 3rd Drake while all this is happening, or while all that was being replayed. And still, Chovy, level 16, uncontested in level still. By anybody. Knight just has not been doing anything this game after a while. He's trying his damnedest, but it's not going to be enough, and Gen.G are just going to go for the Baron. And I don't see an angle where BLG get in this. Go ahead and spot it out. The hostile takeover is available, but there's the engage from Jun. He's going to fall to Chovy. Bin's already in there. The hostile takeover is going to find 3. Knight's in there now, but will it be enough? Elk finds 1. Can they find more? They're looking for anything, but they're so slowed. And there's the buffer on the stun from Keen, but there's the ulti coming out, and there's the jump onto On, but Bin going to go all out on Chovy, and Elk's gonna pick up that one. Keen teleports away to mid to catch that wave, and it's 3 for 2 in favor of BLG, and we're gonna keep this going. Just back and forth with these two. We're going to keep this going. This crowd is just roaring. They are not on their feet yet. They'll be on their feet if BLG pull this back, because this is unreal. Still a 2,000 gold lead in favor of Gen.G. And Bilibili are finding angles where they keep this They keep this game alive. And they're just going to go for the Baron. They're already starting it. They don't have hostile takeover. They don't have it yet. They don't have a big area denial ultimate. Is Jun going to deny the blast cone? Canyon doesn't have flash. He has nature's grasp. BLG need to be very careful here. They can lose this so quickly, as there's the nature's grasp going down. They need to keep Canyon out the pit. On is tanking so much. There's the Baron for Bilibili Gaming. And this could be absolutely massive, but they're just going to disengage. They're going to leave. Gen.G rather would not lose a massive fight this late in the game than risk, or would rather just lose the Baron than risk losing a gigantic fight. This would be huge, and getting this engage, they get everything out onto Jun, and this just allows Knight to go so forwards. Knight gives his life for the cause as the rest of BLG pour in, and Chovy does a lot of damage. That's the thing. Chovy's 3 items, and he is unrelenting right now. Just full force, just blowing apart members of BLG. He's 4 items. I lied. The Void Staff. Actually got the Maw, I think. The Maw was the next item. And he's so close to full build. 4 items on Elk. Elk going to be able to survive a little bit longer with that. Able to survive a little bit longer with that GA. But that's really all they got right now. Cassante is very fed right now. Jun just needs to get the hell out. Not worth it. And will BLG get this? They will. Okay, so it's not a question of will they. They will grab this first turret. Mid lane will be under siege here. Bilibili still have quite the mountain to climb. Even if it's only about 1,000 gold, they need to coordinate so well to win this. It is just so dangerous for them to be in this position. They need to figure out... That's LDR done. That is LDR done for Pays. Pays is going to be tearing Bin apart. And is there even going to be a response? Okay, so Elk also going for the LDR to just ruin Maokai's day, but that's really it. 20 seconds till Break Soul is here. And the gold is dead even now, baby. Almost dead even in combat and actual diff. Chovy doesn't have package here. So they're fighting this. No package on the Corki. No big engage ultimate. Or I guess engage level ult. Or ultimate level engage as Jun and On getting chunked down. They need to watch Chovy. That is the benefit of this comp. They have so much, as there's Canyon getting all out, and he's brought into 3, but he's able to escape, and that's going to be the Nature's Grasp out. Knight is so low, and that's just going to be disengaged. BLG have made a horrible miscalculation as the hostile takeover only going to find the Cassandra. Here comes Knight on the re-teleport, and Jun has to disengage, and BLG will give over the Drake Soul. They miscalculate their play, and Gen.G outmaneuver them to take Drake Soul from them. And it started so well for BLG. Both dragons in their control. 5 grubs, Rift Herald. And none of it has turned into late game advantage. They lose the Drake Soul. The Grubs don't matter anymore. And the Rift Herald only got him a mid-tier 1. What the hell are BLG going to do? They're still resilient. They're still surviving, but they put so much into this. And this ulti to bring Canyon into the pit. He has his W. And Knight is just getting shredded by Chovy in the backline. Keen actually peeling backwards, I believe, with that ulti to defend. And they can't do anything here. They just have to flash out. And Elk just, once he sees Jun go out, he knows, yep, okay, that's done. But keeping the GA up, very important, yes. If Elk keeps this GA alive, that is an extra half health bar he has at his disposal still. And with BLG, they need all the health bars they can get at this point of the game. They just need everything they can get, and having that extra bit of damage available if Elk does go down will be huge. Oh, Pays is also going for GA, though. So it's going to be very dangerous for BLG soon because they can't just focus fire Pays immediately. They need to get they need to get Chovy. BLG. They've inched themselves back into this game to push it to almost 40 minutes. But is that push going to be enough? They need to finish the job, damn it. They need to find an angle that wins them this game. And that's going to be really hard because Gen.G are already at that angle where they win this game. They have 3 items on everybody, pretty much. Like, everybody's on 3 items. And for Jun, he is just getting to this point, and he is not very strong, as Jun is possibly looking for Pays. They're just canceling his recall. I think he has the GA on back right now. And look at the darkness that BLG walk into. And it is GA done for Pays. Baron is up. Gen.G. BLG. Okay, they didn't start it. Holy cow, if they started that, would have been the end of this game for sure. Keen, ulti out now. I don't know how long his CDs are, though. Not long. Very long on the ulti, apparently. Holy cow, the thing is ticking so slow. Chovy has package. Gen.G can wait it out, or BLG can wait it out, but that's a minute. There's a whole minute, and in that minute, Gen.G are just going to start the Baron, of course. And now BLG need to find an angle to save this game. The engage onto Chovy. The package goes out. It's defensively used. The Berserk is kind of big, but where is Jun? There's no smite for BLG. Canyon will eventually get this Baron. Knight goes into the bailout. Knight will fall. Bin goes all out, and he will get 1. Baron is reset. But they need to find the angle. Elk has nothing right now. That is huge. On is going down. Bin is low. Gen.G have eyes on Bilibili Gaming. There goes On. Elk is going to have to resurrect just to die again. And Gen.G will Baron. Easiest Baron fight they've ever seen. And finally, a base turret will fall 40 minutes into this game. And Gen.G now have a huge advantage. They're going to have Unreal Siege, as that is... Okay, that actually is an LDR. Smart, smart, smart. As... Well, they get it. Keen is here, so they have the damage. Damage is here, and Jun again dies first. And it's going to cost Gen.G, cost BLG another angle. And it starts, and it goes on to Chovy. I think they could have afforded to throw it somewhere else. But then Knight comes in, and there's nothing to do with this. They're already dying. There you go. And, oh, BLG, they tried, but it is not even close to enough for them. They kind of just didn't have a coordinated plan, really. And Bin able to escape. Bin going way deep here. As there's Jun canceling the ulti, but Jun has fallen. And Keen on a rampage. BLG are getting rampaged through as well, though, as a whole. And it has got to be time. Nice 4-man airborne. Canyon will be sent to the base. But is it going to be enough as Pays has so much damage? Bin trying to go in. There's the ulti out from Pays onto Elk. That's going to be on. That is going to be Elk down. Gen.G have done it. It is all just turrets to them. And Gen.G finally, 4 years after they were expected to do it, they are making an international finals as they punch their ticket to the MSI championship match. And finally, Gen.G, the international stage awaits you. The doubters, including me, have been proven wrong. Gen.G have shown up. Today, they have shown up at this tournament. And they will get this job done once again. 3-1. And the super team finally has some credibility to their name. And it's not over for Bilibili Gaming, but it is the lower bracket for Bilibili Gaming. The winner of G2 T1 tomorrow will determine who they face in lower bracket finals for a one more shot at the MSI Championship. And oh, baby, was it all on the back of Canyon for a little bit. And then Chovy, the difference maker, so much. I mean, he was so ahead at the end of the game. 3,000 gold ahead of his lane opponent. It was absolutely a smackdown of unbelievable proportions from this guy at the end of the game. And it is just completely on BLG for not showing. Gen.G played well. I'm not saying it's completely Gen.G doing nothing and BLG just screwing up a ton. No, I'm saying it is Gen.G executing to a T whatever the hell they want, and it is BLG struggling to find an angle where they can consistently go in, and it is just really, it's just unplayable for them. They can't do anything after a while, and we just saw it there. They just had to keep swinging for the fences. Every single fight was all or nothing for BLG at the end of the game, and they just could not do it. And eventually it just wore them out entirely and killed them off and cost them the series. And now they await the lower bracket finals once again. They were there last year after, was it early loss to, it had to be early loss to JDG, right? Had to be. Oops, I didn't mean to go there. I meant to go here, into here. Had to be, yeah, early loss to JDG, and eventually they would run the gauntlet. They actually beat Gen.G, so Gen.G do get revenge as they punch their ticket to MSI. I forgot about MSI 2023 a lot, even though it was very good. Gen.G got swept last year by BLG. BLG get 3-1. It's almost a sweep. It's almost as poetic, but it's not quite there. Still good enough. Also, I love that we didn't have any regional rematches in the upper bracket semifinals. If it happened in the upper finals, it happens. If it was T1 versus Gen.G or JD, or not JDG, Top versus BLG, would have been understandable. But thank God it didn't happen in the semis, and we actually got inter-regional matches almost the entire way through. The only way we have an inter-regional match now is grand finals. If T1 make it to grand finals, we have an inter-regional. That would be crazy. That would be the first time we don't have an inter-regional at an international event. Very fun, but BLG really struggling. Sorry, I just had to notice that. But it was a real struggle for. Wait, no, Fnatic and Gen.G or G2 didn't play. cool. But BLG really struggled to execute on the game plan, especially with Knight falling behind so hard. They didn't have a big AP and a big AP nuke like Chovy did. Like Chovy was just throwing in missiles and just deleting people's health bars. And really could have used something like that on BLG. Maybe something that could have used. I mean, the Vex wasn't bad. I think they just needed Vex to actually side lane more and try to get the lead after a while, because just losing pace with Chovy, being a full item and a half behind, just wasn't paying off for them. And Chovy was deleting people in the end. And could have been nice to see Knight try to do that, but Gen.G really, really tried to push him off of any like champions in rotation to make themselves as big favorites as possible. Basically doing what BLG did to Faker. Just take him off of anything. Just make him really reach for a pick. And just see how it goes. And for Gen.G, that's great. They played insanely well. They executed all 3 of their wins were beautifully executed after game 1 was a disaster. Game 2 to 4, perfectly executed, pretty much. Got exactly the lead they wanted on the backs of Canyon, and then on the back of Pays and Chovy. Pretty much have shown that they are really here. They are legit, and they are ready to compete on the international stage for real and make big runs, hopefully. As, I mean, they have made a big run here and have finally proven to the international stage they're legit. So Gen.G will await the winner of BLG, await one of the 3 of BLG, G2, or T1. And all of them would be very interesting matches, actually. Gen.G had a really good match with G2 last year at MSI, quarterfinals, 3-2'd them, and I think they swept them in the end. I think they swept them out of the tournament. I am a mistake. God damn it. It's opening like all the other. Oh my god. Whatever. I'll go from here. Piss off. I believe they knocked them out last year as well. No, they knocked out C9. BLG knocked them out. That'd be fun. But T1, of course, team they've beaten now 4 times in a row in LCK Grand Finals, and BLG would be a really nice rematch. I think Gen.G, honestly, unless BLG or T1 come back looking stronger than ever, which is not looking to be the case, Gen.G might have a good shot at winning this. So we'll have to see if anyone could stop the, I can't say tyrannical, they've never done this before. If anyone could stop the incredible run of Gen.G, or if they could finally put the nail to coffin on their international woes. But that is it for today's Kimchi Cast. I've been your host, Box Kimchi, as always. And tomorrow, G2T1 will determine who will face BLG, or who will make top 3 face BLG and have a shot at I guess the provisional champions of Gen.G. We'll see if there's something Saturday. I feel like I need to update that. There might not be something Saturday. I'm busy, which kind of sucks because I would love to watch lower finals. We'll see if I have time. I'm really busy that day, actually. Like, I'm out doing something in the afternoon, like at like 12, 11, I'm going to be busy. And then we have to go and then I have to go do stuff after that. So we'll see. I hope I can make it though. But it would only be 2 misses. I'll take it. I'll take 1 play-ins game missed, and it sucks that it had to be lower finals, but is what it is. But as always, have a good whatever rest of your day is left, and I will see you tomorrow for more MSI action.